It's Friday, January 16th. The cleanup continues this morning after a big dumping of snow in Ottawa throughout the day Thursday.
This money allows us to be sustainable and to just continue bringing arts to Ottawa at an accessible price.
A big boost for the city's arts and culture scene. The federal government injects more than $500,000 in funding for performing arts and festival groups.
Daniel Alfredson's 400th goal here, for me that was a special night.
And Ottawa's largest arena turns 30. We look back at 3 decades of the Canadian Tire Centre. Your Morning Ottawa starts right now.
Good morning. We made it. Happy Friday. Yeah. I'm Rosie Ede.
We certainly did, especially with the trek-in this morning. I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb. Yes, it was definitely an interesting drive-in. I was expecting maybe not so much snow on the roads, and I was a little shocked when I realized just how much more snow. But, I mean, we got 21 centimeters. That's a lot. So still digging out from that, but roads this morning a little bit slick.
Yeah, definitely leave yourself a little bit of extra time, or once again, just avoid them if you don't have necessary travel.
Exactly. There you go. Exactly. We'll get some more information on the weather coming up, but first to your top stories. As the region cleans up after the biggest snowstorm of the season, some students will be getting an extra day to enjoy the snow. School buses are canceled this morning in Eastern Ontario. That affects students at the Catholic District School Board of Eastern Ontario and the Upper Canada District School Board. School buses are still running in Ottawa and in Renfrew County. All schools are still open. It comes after 21 centimeters of snow fell in the nation's capital. Police reported nearly 200 collisions on Eastern Ontario roads, and several flights were delayed or canceled at the airport. Environment Canada said 21 centimeters of snow hit the ground Thursday, and many are still clearing a path out this morning.
I love winter, but as you get old, it's a little more difficult. So I think next year I will give in and buy a snowblower.
We're actually looking for those electric snow shovel, but I think they're sold out.
And a reminder that the City of Ottawa's winter weather parking ban is still in effect this morning. It will be in effect until 7 o'clock. Only vehicles with on-street parking permits are allowed to park on city streets.
Prime Minister Mark Carney announced a landmark trade agreement with China.
And so I'm pleased today to announce that Canada and China have reached a preliminary but landmark trade agreement to remove trade barriers and reduce tariffs.
Carney says Beijing is expected to drop canola seed duties to 15% by March and called that enormous progress. In return, Canada will allow up to 49,000 Chinese electric vehicles into the Canadian market at a 6.1% tariff rate, making some EVs more affordable for Canadians. This deal ends a multi-year trade dispute that began when the last Liberal government levied EV tariffs to protect Canada's auto sector.
Ottawa police say there will be increased police presence in the Beacon Hill South area, as well as in the Riverside South community over the coming days for an undisclosed criminal investigation. You may notice officers on Arrowsmith Drive in Beacon Hill South and on Covehead Crescent in Riverside South. In a social media post, police said there is no known threat to public safety at this time, and they will be providing updates as needed.
An Ottawa councillor is calling on the provincial government to keep an eye out on alternative schools that are particularly in the city's West End. Regina Street Alternative School is located in the Lincoln Heights neighborhood. Because of changes to the Ottawa-Carleton District School Board's elementary programming, no new students will be enrolled moving forward. Councillor Teresa Kavanaugh is calling this a slow-motion closure and says she's concerned about what this means for the future of the school. A 26-year-old man is facing charges in connection with at least 3 home invasions in Ottawa, along with other violent crimes in Brockville and Limoges. The first incident happened in December 2024 when 3 people allegedly approached a victim in a car in Vanier, forcibly removed him at gunpoint, and stole several items. Then last January, police say gunshots were fired into a home in Ottawa's South End. And last October, 5 people allegedly stormed into an Orleans home and demanded cash at gunpoint. Police are still looking for the other suspects.
To the latest from Iran, Global Affairs Canada has confirmed a Canadian has died amid widespread anti-government protests. Canada's Foreign Affairs Minister, Anita Anand, posting on social media Thursday, saying a Canadian citizen has died at the hands of the Iranian authorities. She says officials are in contact with the victim's family in Canada. Protests broke out more than 2 weeks ago and have left more than 2,500 people dead, according to human rights groups.
It's another legal blow to the city of Ottawa in its multi-million-dollar battle with the federal government over payments for buildings. The government gives the city payments in lieu of taxes for federal buildings in the capital. The city was fighting the government over a reduction in the payments during the pandemic. The Federal Court of Appeal has now dismissed the city's appeal and ordered it to pay $10,000 to cover the legal costs. The only option the city has left is to take its fight to the Supreme Court.
Ottawa's art scene is getting a big injection of cash.
This money allows us to be sustainable and to just continue bringing arts to Ottawa at an accessible price.
The federal government announcing more than $500,000 in funding for performing arts and festival groups.
That includes the Ottawa Jazz Festival, Folk Canada, and the Children's Festival. Obviously, great news for our city.
Very good. Very good.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, also good news. We're going to see some sunshine today. Give you a little bit of something to get outside and dig out from the storm yesterday. It will be extremely cold, though.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Luca, who loves to shovel snow. How was he doing yesterday?
He was so excited. We can't even shovel when he's gone because if he gets home from school and he realized we've shoveled, he's very upset.
So you had to wait for him.
Yes. Thankfully, yesterday there was like about 4 or 5 rounds of shoveling. So there was a lot for him to do, pretty much. As soon as you cleared the path, there was more on the ground.
Because all he needs is just a little bit to clear. He doesn't know any better, right?
Exactly. But he gets very upset if it's done before he gets home from school.
Another part of parenting they don't tell you about, right?
Right. It's very lovely, I'm not going to lie, because I get to be indoors while my son is outside shoveling. Yeah, lucky me. It's very cold outside this morning. Currently in Ottawa, we're sitting at -19. Factor in the wind chill, it does feel closer to -29 this hour. So a very, very chilly start to your day. We're going to see these colder temperatures throughout the afternoon, and you can see cold across the region. -21 in the valley, -20 for Trenton, Kingston, -15 for Montreal. So it's a cold start to your morning. The good news is clear skies. So finally a break from all that snow we saw yesterday. It has cleared out. We will actually get to see sunshine today. We haven't seen a lot of sunshine this winter, so we will see a nice sunny day, which is perfect if you have to do a little bit more shoveling. And then, unfortunately, you may have a little bit more to do tomorrow morning. We're expecting more snow tonight. This is around 9, 10 o'clock tonight. We're expecting about 2 to 4 centimeters tonight, this evening into your overnight. So by tomorrow morning, you could have a little bit more snow to shovel. And then as we head into Saturday, Sunday, again, still some scattered flurries in the forecast for tomorrow, which will kind of linger into Sunday. So still a very snowy weekend. Today's the nice sunny day. It will be extremely cold, though. Temperatures, unfortunately, not warming up too much. -11 this afternoon. We'll feel closer to -14. So make sure you're dressed warmly before heading outside or heading off to school today, because you will need to bundle up. It will be extremely cold, and temperatures really chilly across the region. -12 is your high in Pembroke today, and these are temperatures without that wind chill. -8 for Bancroft, -6 for Trenton, -8 as well in Kingston, -11 is where temperatures will hover into the afternoon in Cornwall, -12 for Petawawa as well as in Gatineau today. So for the next 7 days, it's going to warm up slightly into the weekend, which is great news to, of course, enjoy all this fresh snow that we get to see. The ski hills, I'm sure, will be nice and packed. -13 is the low for tonight. Again, 2 to 4 centimeters of snow starting around 9, 10 o'clock tonight, continuing into your early morning hours tomorrow. Flurries for Saturday in through Sunday, but temperatures not so bad. -1 and -4, your daytime highs. Next week, it's looking like it will be extremely cold again. Temperatures from Monday through Thursday below seasonal and quite chilly, especially Tuesday and through Wednesday. Temperatures reaching a high of -13 and -10. On your roads this hour, here's a live look at your time saver traffic. So as mentioned, still snow covered, although they are looking much better this hour than they were even, I would say, an hour ago. Still snow covered roads, though you could see slippery spots. So give yourself some extra time, pack your patience. And if you don't have to go anywhere today, it's probably best just to stay home. Now let's check out your TSN must-see moment.
Hello, Jermaine Franklin inside the TSN Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Thursday. For it, we go to Vegas. Leafs, Golden Knights, Toronto with some pretty passing. Austin Matthews to Max Domi to Bobby McMahon. Absolutely robbed by Aiden Hill. That, my friends, is the Scorpion. What an incredible save from the Vegas tender. And that is your must-see moment from Thursday. And tonight on TSN, it's an NBA doubleheader. Cavs taking on the 76ers, followed by the T-Wolves and Rockets. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern. That's all from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
Well, coming up on Your Morning Ottawa.
Daniel Alfredson's 400th goal here. For me, that was a special night.
Oh, we are looking back at some historic moments at the Canadian Tire Centre as it celebrates its 30th birthday. The Corel Centre, the Palladium, whatever you still call it. Oh, man, can't wait to take a look at the history there. We're going to take a peek outside, though, through our Centennial Glass Skycam. And as Melissa noted, the road's still not in the best condition. So if you can avoid some travel, especially this morning, definitely do so. But some sunshine to open up on a Friday. It is 6:11. Stay with us. We will be right back.
Welcome back. Here are the big stories we are following today on Your Morning Ottawa. Ottawa is digging out after its biggest snowstorm of the season. Environment Canada reporting 21 centimeters of snow. Another snow day for some students in Eastern Ontario. School buses are canceled this morning. They are running in Ottawa and Renfrew County. Schools are open. Prime Minister Mark Carney says he has reached a deal with China to allow tens of thousands of Chinese electric vehicles into the country in exchange for lower canola duties. Now let's check in on the forecast.
Parking ban still remains in effect for about the next 45 minutes, but I don't even think you want to be outside. It is cold. Temperatures -17, feeling closer to the mid-20s. When you factor in that wind chill, the good news, we are seeing some sunshine today, but after all that snowfall yesterday, I think it's an inside day unless you need to be outdoors. Taking a look at the roads at this hour, even the highway still needing some clearing, so it's a little bit slow out there. Crews have been working tirelessly over the last 24 hours. But again, avoid travel if you can through our Friday. If not, just leave yourself a little bit of extra time. Well, 30 years ago this week, the city's largest stadium opened its doors in Canada. Back then, it was called the Palladium, but today, the Canadian Tire Centre is home to the Ottawa Senators. Over the decades, the arena has hosted countless events. CTV's Tyler Fleming has a look at some of the most memorable moments.
Out here, it's a blizzard, but 30 years ago, a flurry of activity happened inside this stadium, then called the Palladium.
It's a great privilege to be asked here tonight.
When Brian Adams played the first show. Back then, a ticket cost $45. The event kicked off a new era. The Ottawa Senators played their first game here against the Montreal Canadiens 2 days later.
It was fantastic. It really was a special night.
Club president Cyril Leader has been a key player from the start.
And my first real task once we got the franchise was to oversee the building project and build the Palladium.
From U2 to monster trucks and wrestling, the Canadian Tire Centre has seen it all. But for Leader, it's all about the hockey.
World Juniors in 2009, the last second goal to tie the game against the Soviets. Daniel Alfredson's 400th goal here. For me, that was a special night.
And the 2007 Stanley Cup Finals. There's a lot of history in this stadium, and I learned of some that very few know about. 30 years ago, a time capsule was buried right here. It's been dug up, and I wanted to see it, so I asked nicely, and they said yes. Here it is.
Soon to be opened, Leader was here to put it in.
All I know is there's a picture of me, I have at home, holding a newspaper and a mason jar, a special mason jar of dirt from the site. From the Palladium, had a Palladium logo on it, so I know that's in there. But short of that, Tyler, your guess is as good as mine.
Christine Clancy has been with the Sens organization for 34 seasons. A few mementos of her own have been added in there too.
I specifically remember putting in a photo of a couple of the girls, so we'll be taking that out. 2 of us are still here, so it'll be interesting to see how we've changed and see what else is uncovered.
And while a new arena is in the works, the CTC's story is far from over.
We're still making significant investments here in the building here while we work away at putting the future home of the team downtown.
Your Ottawa Senators! On Saturday, the Sens face the Habs, just like they did on opening night in 1996. Tyler Fleming, CTV News.
It's amazing to see the history, and it's so funny too because the Ottawa Senators in like the NHL world are still like a baby team when you think about like the original 6. But it's amazing, 30 years later, and I can still remember when I was just born. It's like one of those vivid memories you have as a kid, and it was a VHS, and it was the opening of the Palladium, and I can just remember
what
like
is that? I don't know what that is.
Yeah, come on, you remember? You pop it in, you got away, you fast forward, and I think it's still in my parents' basement, and it just showed like the opening of the Palladium, and I can remember the shots they had, but just so many memorable moments.
You know what I noticed here about that report? I mean, 30 years ago, right? So those were the folks who took care and took care of the Palladium, now known as the Canadian Tire Center. They look amazing right now. 30 years later, I'm like, you guys doing some good there. They're working at the CTC, doing them good.
Yeah, maybe we need to get them on for like a health segment. How do you guys still look so good?
They really look good. That is so great. Thank you for that report. That is really interesting to know about the history of the Canadian Tire Center. Now on to Prime Minister Mark Carney, who says he has reached a deal with China to allow tens of thousands of Chinese electric vehicles into the country in exchange for lower canola duties. He calls this a preliminary but landmark deal to remove trade barriers and lower tariffs. Why don't we check in right now with Bill Carroll on the Morning Rush on News Talk 580 CFRA this morning. Bill, what do you have to say about this tentative new deal?
Well, can I tentatively tell you I think it looks pretty good? Because I kind of want to hold my fire until I hear what canola farmers have to say about it across the country and what the automakers have to say about it. But on the surface, it looks like it's not a bad deal. We're going to allow up to a maximum of 49,000 electric vehicles, Chinese vehicles, to be sold at much lower tariffs in this country, and we'll get to sell our canola oil and seeds and other products at much lower tariffs going into China. So it feels like it's a pretty good compromise. But, you know, the one reaction that matters even more than how farmers and automakers react in Canada is, what does Donald Trump say about all of this? Will he be provoked by this new partnership? Excuse me. Will he be provoked by it, or will it be just a side issue for him that he'll completely ignore, and we won't pay any consequences? There won't be any consequences from the U.S. president on it. So that's one of the things we'll have to wait and see. I would also remind all of us that our prime minister can allow the sale of Chinese electric vehicles at a lower tariff. Doesn't mean we as Canadians have to buy them either. We can still make choices that help support our own auto sector. So that's something I think we need to keep in mind. In the end, they can't sell them if we don't buy them.
That is a good point. And Bill, noted here in the information is that the canola taxes will go down to the tariffs will go down to 15% starting in March. That's a pretty significant lowering of those duties.
Well, it is, because we're talking about 75 or 100%, depending on whether it's seeds or oil, or so, you know, from 100% to 15 is a big difference. Same for the electric vehicles coming in, though, that were 100% tariffed and now will be, 6.1 or something like that. So much lower. But there is a cap there, which I think is important.
Okay. Bill, thank you so much for your time this morning. Have yourself a great show and enjoy your Friday.
I got to go grab a shovel and see if I still own a vehicle.
Go find it. There you go. Take your time, though. Little bits of snow, okay? And take breaks.
You and my mother-in-law worried about my heart attack. I'm not having a heart attack. I'm okay.
Okay, Bill. Happy Friday. Remember, you can listen to The Morning Rush with Bill Carroll on News Talk 580 CFRA weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m.
Well, coming up on Your Morning Ottawa, we are taking your comments on your most rewatchable popcorn movies. We know you've got them. Those movies that if you see them on TV, you stop and watch the whole darn thing. We'll take your comments on that and share our picks coming up a little bit later on in the show. Let's take a peek outside, and yep, there's Bill Carroll shoveling outside. Oh, no, that's not his camera. He's not out there yet. He's got a show to do, but still some shoveling throughout many people's driveways this morning. Parking ban remains in effect for the next 40 minutes, and the sunshine reappears, but it's cold. We'll be right back. Today on Your Morning Ottawa, we are asking for your comments on your most rewatchable movies. The movies that if you see it on TV or if you scroll by it on the streaming service, you just go, yep, that's the one, and you know that you're dedicating to watching the entire thing. Let us know your thoughts. Email us at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. Rosie, let's start with you.
The Matrix.
What?
Keanu
Reeves,
yeah. Carrie-Anne Moss, two amazing Canadian actors, and the Wachowski siblings, what they did way back. Okay, get ready. 1999. That's right. In the 1900s, their concept, the storytelling, the idea, and then when Neo finally sees through the Matrix, that moment was just, I can watch that over and over and over again because there's so many, there's just so much information in there, and it's highly entertaining, and it's kind of cool when Keanu Reeves, when he did that.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. He didn't even have to like dodge he didn't have to run from the agents. He just like moved, and the bullets just kind of danced around him, and that was a new technology too when it went all the way around him. Anyway, that's my movie. Love it very much.
But also not to mention how memorable that is back then, but then in today's day where that's such a thing, well, that's what most people talk about. Like, are we in the Matrix or the movie?
Exactly.
So
blue pill, red pill, so much in there.
Mine is pretty much any rom-com that I kind of stumble upon. But I would say my two favorites is How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days and The Devil Wears Prada. Those are like two that, like, as soon as they're on and I see them, I'm like, ooh, I'm staying and watching because they're just so good. And I could watch them. I probably have watched them 20 times and still love every single moment about it.
How excited are you for The Devil Wears Prada 2?
I think I might get out to a theater for my own movie this time instead of my kids. So.
Yeah, right.
Those are some good ones.
That's so good. What about you?
I'm going to go with the classic Mighty Ducks for the first one because that was basically my entire childhood.
Yes.
And then I'll go on the complete other flip side just because it's one of my favorite movies. But the Titanic, you can't
it's so good.
shoot me any other way. Greatest love story of all time.
Yes.
That is true.
I was obsessed with that movie too. I love the Titanic.
The very end though, I'm yelling, move over! Let Leo get on that on the door so he doesn't have to freeze to death.
One of the biggest conversations and controversies of life. So we're hearing from you a little bit later on the show. Do you have a movie just like ours? We're asking the most rewatchable popcorn movie. Send us your comments to yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca.
And coming up in the 7 o'clock hour, Matt Demers, Mr. Hollywood, gives us his picks of the ultimate popcorn movies on National Popcorn Day. We'll have that just ahead. We'll be right back.
Good morning. Come on in. I'm Rosie Edda.
Happy Friday, everybody. I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
And we made it through the big snowstorm of Thursday. I mean, it snowed the entire day.
It sure did. It started like early in the morning and just continued to snow. Even last night when I went to bed, it was still snowing. It was wild.
Okay, you're going to have full update on the weather for us. But first off, we're going to get to today's top stories. As the region cleans up after the biggest snowstorm of the season, some students will be getting an extra day to enjoy the snow. School buses are canceled this morning in Eastern Ontario. That affects students at the Catholic District School Board of Eastern Ontario and the Upper Canada District School Board. School buses are still running in Ottawa and in Renfrew County. All schools are still open. It comes after 21 centimeters of snow fell in the nation's capital. Police reported nearly 200 collisions on eastern Ontario roads, and several flights were delayed or canceled at the airport. With so much snow on the ground, many are still clearing a path out this morning.
I love winter, but as you get old, it's a little more difficult. So I think next year I will give in and buy a snowblower.
We're actually looking for those electric snow shovel, but I think they're sold out.
And a reminder that the City of Ottawa's winter weather parking ban is still in effect this morning. It will be in effect until 7 o'clock. Only vehicles with on-street parking permits are allowed to park on city streets.
Prime Minister Mark Carney announced a landmark trade agreement with China.
And so I'm pleased today to announce that Canada and China have reached a preliminary but landmark trade agreement to remove trade barriers and reduce tariffs.
Carney says Beijing is expected to drop canola seed duties to 15% by March and call that enormous progress. In return, Canada will allow up to 49,000 Chinese electric vehicles into the Canadian market at a 6.1% tariff rate, making some EVs more affordable for Canadians. This deal ends a multi-year trade dispute between the last Liberal government when they levied EV tariffs to protect Canada's auto sector.
Ottawa police say there will be increased police presence in the Beacon Hill South area, as well as in the Riverside South community over the coming days for an undisclosed criminal investigation. You may notice officers on Arrowsmith Drive in Beacon Hill South and on Covehead Crescent in Riverside South. In a social media post, police said there is no known threat to public safety at this time, and they will be providing updates as needed. As of now, Ottawa police will be providing text updates for some emergency and non-emergency calls. Text updates will be sent for calls where there is no immediate threat to life or crime in progress. Text from police will confirm that calls were received, outline next steps, provide case numbers, and inform callers of potential delays to police response.
An Ottawa councillor is calling on the provincial government to keep an alternative school in the city's West End open. Regina Street Alternative School is located in the Lincoln Heights neighborhood because of changes to the Ottawa-Carleton District School Board's elementary programming. No new students will be enrolled moving forward. Councillor Teresa Kavanagh is calling this a slow-motion closure and says she's concerned about what this means for the future of the school. The Ford government is pledging $8 million to help train more family doctors.
These clinics will train family medicine residents in a team-based model alongside other healthcare professionals, such as nurse practitioners, physician assistants, and registered nurses.
The move is part of the goal to connect some 2 million Ontarians to a family physician by the year 2029. And now the province says the aim is to have 16 teaching clinics ready in 2027-2028. This is the school year with a promise of much more to come.
To the latest from Iran, Global Affairs Canada has confirmed a Canadian has died amid widespread anti-government protests. Canada's Foreign Affairs Minister Anita Anand posting on social media Thursday saying a Canadian citizen has died at the hands of the Iranian authorities. She says officials are in contact with the victim's family in Canada. Protests broke out more than 2 weeks ago and have left more than 2,500 people dead, according to human rights groups.
It's another legal blow to the city of Ottawa in its multi-million-dollar battle with the federal government over payments for buildings. The government gives the city payments in lieu of taxes for federal buildings in the capital. The city was fighting the government over a reduction in the payments during the pandemic. The Federal Court of Appeal has now dismissed the city's appeal and ordered it to pay $10,000 to cover legal costs. The only option the city has left is to take its fight to the Supreme Court.
The snowfall was not just contained to eastern Ontario. It hit parts of Quebec and southern Ontario as well. And some school boards made the call to cancel school buses and schools, leaving students with some free time.
There's a lot of snow, not much to do at home in this, off school.
I'm really excited because there's a lot of snow.
Oh, this takes me back. It was an official snow day for these students, and that meant tobogganing.
This is definitely the proper thing to do when you get a snow day. The snow was also welcome news at the ski hills, with snowboarders and skiers enjoying the extra powder on the slopes. It's funny, you say it like takes you back. That's immediately what I remember Because you wanted to be outside, tobogganing, taking advantage of the snows. It wasn't just, oh, we get to stay home today.
Yes.
You enjoyed it.
You just ran outside. Who had a crazy carpet? I did.
Oh,
I
yes.
sure did.
Oh my gosh.
The flying saucers.
Yes.
So much fun. And we used to walk to school, but my mom was always kind enough to say, if school buses are canceled, do you want to stay home or not? Because technically it didn't affect us.
Not really,
but
right.
she let us have the occasional snow days.
You know what we did? We used to walk to school as well.
Yeah.
And when we had a snow day, we knew that it would be a super special day at school because there weren't that many kids.
True.
Yeah.
So we would bring games to school and just
Fun.
play and then run back home. I have such great memories, fond memories of actual snow days.
That's what I remember too,
Yeah.
because I was the same where I basically walked like 2 blocks to my school, and like there was maybe
Nobody
30% of the kids there, so you got to
there
have fun. It was a little bit of a different vibe. I remember that too.
Yeah.
I'm happy because you're not making me feel guilty for sending my kid to school yesterday.
No. Memories to last a
I'm
lifetime.
like, sorry, Mom and Dad have to work. You got to go to school.
There you go.
Cloudy start to your morning and very, very cold out there as well. Into the afternoon, we will get to see some sunshine, but it will remain chilly. And yes, we have more snow on the way tonight and in through your weekend forecast. But good news for the canal today because these cold temperatures, we know the canal loves some cold days in a row, and we will get to see that. Minus 21 this hour does feel closer to minus 29, minus 30 with that wind chill. So yes, bitter cold temps to start off your morning, and you can see it is chilly across the region to start things off. The good news is that system has cleared out, so no snow in the forecast for this morning. However, we are expecting more later on today. Before that, though, we will get to see some sunshine throughout your afternoon, so a beautiful sunny day. It will remain cold, but at least we're going to see some sunshine. And then later on tonight, it looks like between 9 and 10, we are expecting more snow. Not quite as much as our 21 centimeters we got yesterday. We're expecting about 2 to 4. So not a ton of snow, but of course you will have to shovel a little bit. That will continue overnight tonight and early tomorrow morning. And then into your day, Saturday, Sunday, as you can see on your screen, we are expecting more snow, but some light flurries. So not a lot of accumulation into the weekend. Temps for today, these are our daytime highs. So in the minus double digits, minus 11 for us here in Ottawa. With that wind chill this afternoon, we'll feel closer to minus 14, but at least we'll be nice and sunny to get outside. Minus 12 in the valley. Not so bad. Trenton, Kingston sitting at minus 6 and minus 8 for your daytime highs today. Minus 11 is the high in Kittigan, Zippy. In our forecast, you will see temperatures kind of fluctuating. The weekend is looking fairly mild, but then very cold next week. Minus 11 for today. Overnight dropping to minus 13. Again, 2 to 4 centimeters starting around 9, 10 o'clock tonight. Continuing into your early morning hours tomorrow. Some flurries for Saturday, Sunday, but not so cold. Minus 1 is the high for tomorrow. Minus 4 on Sunday. So actually a beautiful weekend to get outside and enjoy all that fresh powder. As we head into next week, that's when it will be bitter cold from Monday right through until the end of the work week. You could see daytime highs in the minus double digits Tuesday and through Wednesday.
Weather brought to you by Manotick Place Retirement Community, a community you can call home.
We are still collision free on your drive-in, but as you can see on the highway, still snow-covered sections, so give yourself some extra time. We aren't seeing any major collisions, but slowdowns already starting this morning because of the extra snow on the roadways. And again, side streets are also very slippery because it's also icy underneath all that snow, so just give yourself some extra time.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers, 1-800-JUSTICE.
Coming up next on Your Morning Ottawa, the impact of Thursday's snowstorm on travel. CTV's Scott Hurst joins us live from Pearson International Airport in Toronto. He's coming up just after the break. Here's a live look through our sky cam. It is 6:41 on your Friday. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, everybody. Here are the big stories that we're following today on Your Morning Ottawa. Ottawa is digging out after its biggest snowstorm of the season. Environment Canada reporting 21 centimeters of snow. School buses have been canceled this morning in Eastern Ontario, but they are running in Ottawa and Renfrew County, so all schools are open. And Prime Minister Mark Carney says he has reached a deal with China to allow tens of thousands of Chinese electric vehicles into the country in exchange for lower canola duties. Well, let's take a look at if any more snowfall is on the way. today, because man, did we get a lot, Melissa.
We still have more on the way, but you do have some time to dig out from yesterday's system before we do see more snow. It will be a nice sunny day, but cold. -11 is your daytime high. The snow starting around 9, 10 o'clock tonight, not nearly as much as the 21 centimeters from yesterday. We are expecting about 2 to 4 this evening into your overnight. As we head into the weekend, a beautiful weekend, some scattered flurries Saturday, Sunday, and fairly mild with daytime highs of -1 and -4. On your roads this morning, it's still quite slippery out there as we are still seeing snow-covered sections on the highway and elsewhere on your city streets this morning, so keep that in mind. And we are starting to see some volume. Eastbound the 417, we're starting to see buildup at the 416 split in through Bronson. Westbound on the Queensway, seeing congestion between Saint Laurent and Nicholas this morning, so just keep that in mind that it is still quite slick out there on your drive-in.
Today on Your Morning Ottawa, we ask for your comments on your most rewatchable movies. You know, those movies that make you stop and watch the whole thing when you see that they're on TV, even though you've seen it before.
Yeah.
All right, here's what you had to say.
Pamela says my favorite popcorn movie is Shawshank Redemption and Sound of Music, a couple of classics.
Absolutely. Beverly says, I could watch The Wedding Singer over and over again. I love Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore in this. I love the music, and it's a cute love story.
This is true. Dina says, my most rewatchable movies are Dirty Dancing and Grease. Definitely classics.
Oh, yeah.
Played Danny Zuko in high school in our musical film. I'm with you on Grease.
Yeah, and those have been redone so many times too, right? Because they're such classics.
Joanne says Rocky Horror Picture Show, To Kill a Mockingbird, Pretty Woman, great ones to watch again.
Oh, yeah.
Julia Roberts.
Pretty Woman.
Yeah, that is just such it's a beautiful movie and just set her career on that.
That
Just on
iconic
fire.
scene for me is when she walks back into the shopping store after they originally rejected her and she has all her bags. I was like, you go, girl. Lee says my popcorn movie is my favorite, The Long Kiss Goodnight with Gina Davis.
Oh, I think that's...
I don't know if I've seen that one.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't remember that one.
No, Gina Davis is pretty amazing. That is
Oh,
wonderful.
she's beautiful.
Good
Love
for her.
her.
All right, we're going to be hearing from you a little bit later on in the show. We can keep this conversation going. Our question today on Your Morning Ottawa, we're asking for your comments on your most rewatchable movies. Those movies that make you stop and watch the whole thing when you see that they're on TV. Send us your comments at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. The biggest winter storm of the season disrupted all modes of travel, with reports indicating that up to 35 centimeters of snow fell throughout Ontario and Quebec. CTV News correspondent Scott Hurst joins us live from Pearson International Airport as cleanup continues. Scott, messy, snowy weather caused widespread disruptions across part of Ontario and Quebec over the past 36 hours. How are travelers being impacted?
Good morning. What a big storm it was, impacting travelers right across the network. Of course, you have a delay, let's say here at Toronto Pearson, and that could impact flights there in Ottawa, impact flights in Montreal and many other airports. And that was a significant issue yesterday. Toronto Pearson itself reported more than 20 centimeters of snow, and there are areas throughout the Greater Toronto area and Southern Ontario that actually got much more snow. So there were many flights that were impacted yesterday, many flights that were delayed or canceled. I did get a chance to look at the departures board just a few minutes ago, and there were already some delays this morning as well as cancellations too. So potentially today could be a catch-up day for airports right across the network, right here in Toronto and Ottawa as well. I reached out to the officials at Ottawa's airport who said, of course, they were dealing with the snow event yesterday as well, but also many of the delays had to do with delays in other parts of the network, including airports here in Toronto, Montreal, and elsewhere. And so that is always a big concern for travelers. Where there's one delay, there could be many others at other airports as well. So today potentially could be the catch-up day. As I mentioned, there are still some cancellations and some delays, but Toronto is expecting more snow. Of course, the airport operations, the teams that have to clear the runways have been working around the clock to get these runways to a good condition for flights to take off and landing at, and that always is a huge undertaking when such big storms hit the regions.
Scott, you touched on it earlier. Some areas received up to 35 centimeters since early Thursday. Walk us through the impact on snow clearing operations.
Of course, we could focus on travelers here at Toronto Pearson and there at the airport in Ottawa, but of course the roads were also a major problem as well. You know, when we tell people and when the advice is to get to your flight several hours ahead of time, today particularly, I can speak from experience, just getting to the airport on the roads, you have to give yourself lots of time because, of course, just getting to the airport takes that much more time, potentially trying to dig your car out from your neighborhood first and foremost. Now, there were hundreds of crashes reported across the Greater Toronto area yesterday as there were significant closures on some major highways as well. Here's more from OPP Sergeant Kerry Schmidt about the impact from this first major storm of the season.
Cars just getting stuck. Some of those plows hadn't cleared the ramps, and vehicles they get stuck on these snow drifts. You know, they go in there with caution, and sometimes that's the problem because you need to go into some of those snow drifts with a little bit of energy so you can actually get through them. And if drivers don't realize they can turn off their traction control and get their wheels spinning and try to get themselves moving, it blocks everything up and causes all kinds of problems. So we're kind of at the end point of where the snow is no longer falling, but the damage has been done.
So you heard it right there. The damage has been done. As I mentioned, hundreds of crashes on Greater Toronto roads yesterday. Hopefully the cleanup crews, the plow crews can get ahead of it today. But as I mentioned, at least for the Toronto area, they are expecting more snow today. So be patient. Give yourself and others lots of time to get to where you need to go today.
Like that advice. CTV News correspondent Scott Hurst, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, coming up next on Your Morning Ottawa. Harry Styles is set to return to music with his first album in 4 years. More on that just ahead. Here's a live look from our Skycam on George Street. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa. We'll be right back.
It is time now for your morning fix, and Harry Styles is set to return with his first new album in nearly 4 years. Speculation had been growing for weeks that Styles had a new project on the way after he posted this video of a piano performance recorded at the end of his last tour. Harry Styles confirmed yesterday that his album Kiss All the Time Disco Occasionally will be out on March 6th. Finally.
Kiss All the Time Disco. I love music with that little disco vibe.
Oh, yeah.
Just love it. Can't wait to see some of those videos too that'll come out.
It's been some time, so it'll be exciting to see, you know, if anything's changed over the last 4 years, if he's grown as an artist, or what to expect from Harry Styles.
It's a lot of years to have some perspective on different writing skills.
Exactly.
So we'll see what the album has.
And sad news for Jays fans, as Toronto has reportedly fallen short of another star free agent. ESPN reports that Kyle Tucker has signed with the Los Angeles Dodgers. The deal is believed to be for 4 years and worth $240 million. It includes opt-outs after the second and third season. The free agent had met with the Jays and the New York Mets. He hit 22 home runs with the Cubs last season. That's a big salary. That's like $240 million over 4 years with opt-outs. Like, my goodness.
And joins the stacked team.
Right.
Yeah, very,
Right?
very stacked team. You're so right.
It's getting a little frustrating, I think, to just see everybody go to the Dodgers because they have so much money. It's
Right.
just, if they win another World Series, I think something has to be done to kind of even out the playing field because it's just going to get boring.
Yeah.
And fans are not going to want to watch, right? If it's the same team winning this World Series just because they have so much money, I don't know.
Yeah, that's why we really got to beat them because then it shows you have all the money in the world.
Yeah.
We can still beat you.
I mean, we were so close to
We were,
like,
no
so
doubt
close.
about it.
Yeah.
Coming up in the next hour, we are checking out this week's new movies in theaters, including a post-apocalyptic thriller. Saunders Farm is launching a brand new event this spring to mark its 50th anniversary. Mark Saunders will share all the details. And it's Fitness Friday. We get ready to be inspired to add some major strength training to your workout schedule. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam. 6:58. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa. It's a cold start to your Friday. We'll be right back. It's Friday, January 16th. The cleanup is underway as Ottawa digs out after Thursday's snowstorm.
Federal government employees have begun receiving layoff notices. We'll hear from a union president about which departments are impacted and what to expect in the coming weeks.
And a community staple turns 50. Saunders Farm announces new programming to mark their milestone anniversary. Your Morning Ottawa continues right now.
Good morning. Thanks so much for starting your day with us. I'm Rosie Edden.
Yeah, happy Friday, everyone. I'm Willie Yellow.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
And we've been talking about the snowfall over the last couple of days, but that is going to be the continuing topic today, Rosie.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the forecast, but we'll get to our headlines right now. As the region cleans up after the biggest snowstorm of the season, some students will be getting an extra day to enjoy the snow. School buses are canceled this morning in Eastern Ontario. That affects students at the Catholic District School Board of Eastern Ontario and the Upper Canada District School Board. School buses are still running in Ottawa and in Renfrew County. All schools are still open. It comes after 21 centimeters of snow fell in the nation's capital. Police reported nearly 200 collisions on Eastern Ontario roads, and several flights were delayed or canceled at the airport. Environment Canada said 21 centimeters of snow hit the ground Thursday, and many are still clearing a path out this morning.
I love winter, but as you get old, it's a little more difficult. So I think next year I will give in and buy a snowblower.
We're actually looking for those electric snow shovel, but I think they're sold out.
And a reminder that the winter weather parking ban is now over.
Prime Minister Mark Carney announced a landmark trade agreement with China.
And so I'm pleased today to announce that Canada and China have reached a preliminary but landmark trade agreement to remove trade barriers and reduce tariffs.
Carney says Beijing is expected to drop canola seed duties to 15% by March and called that enormous progress. In return, Canada will allow up to 49,000 Chinese electric vehicles into the Canadian market at a 6.1% tariff rate, making some EVs more affordable for Canadians. This deal ends a multi-year trade dispute that began when the last Liberal government levied EV tariffs to protect Canada's auto sector.
Ottawa police say there will be increased police presence in the Beacon Hill South area as well as in the Riverside South community over the coming days for an undisclosed criminal investigation. You may notice officers on Arrowsmith Drive in Beacon Hill South and on Covehead Crescent in Riverside South. In a social media post, police said there is no known threat to public safety at this time, and they will be providing updates as needed.
An Ottawa councillor is calling on the provincial government to keep an alternative school in the city's West End open. Regina Street Alternative School is located in the Lincoln Heights neighborhood. Because of changes to the Ottawa-Carleton District School Board's elementary programming, no new students will be enrolled moving forward. Councillor Teresa Cavanaugh is calling this a slow-motion closure and says that she's concerned about what this means for the future of the school. A 26-year-old man is facing charges in connection with at least 3 home invasions in Ottawa, along with other violent crimes in Brockville and Limoges. The first incident happened in December of 2024, when 3 people allegedly approached a victim in a car in Vanier, forcibly removed him at gunpoint, and stole several items. Then, last January, police say gunshots were fired into a home in Ottawa's South End, and last October, 5 people allegedly stormed into an Orleans home and demanded cash at gunpoint. Police are still looking for the other suspects.
A Northern Ontario First Nation going through a water crisis is calling for more help to speed up evacuations.
I'm being told by public health officials that E. coli was present in the community.
Saskatchewan First Nation declared a state of emergency on January 4th after sewage started seeping into its drinking water. It's a fly-in community located along James Bay in Northern Ontario. There is a do not consume water order in place right now. Buying a case of water now costs as much as $50, and there are reports of people getting sick. As of last night, about 1,000 people have been flown out. That's fewer than half of the community's population.
Uber Eats celebrates 10 years, and it's sharing some highlights of decades in business in Canada, including the largest order ever received in this country.
According to the app, a hungry Torontonian placed an order for more than $6,000 worth of burgers and fries. Uber Eats Canada could not say what restaurant or when exactly the order was made, but that topped the list of the priciest deliveries.
As for the most polite Canadian city, the title goes to Edmonton. Ottawa and Toronto are ranked second and third, respectively. The country's top tippers over the decade include Calgary, Edmonton, Montreal, Halifax, and coming in at number 5, Ottawa.
Okay.
It's so funny too when you think about even when you read that Uber Eats 10 years, it feels like it's been so much longer just because it's been so prominent.
Yes, yeah.
But only 10 years. But yeah, still amazing.
I had to order my son Uber Eats to his school yesterday.
Oh, really?
Because they have pizza day every Thursday, and they canceled the pizza day after school started. So we didn't send him with lunch thinking it was pizza day.
No.
But because buses were canceled, they canceled it, but they canceled it too late. So then I called, I'm like, can I Uber Eats him a pizza? So another mom and I split the pizza for our kids.
Oh, how the times have changed, right?
And there was a massive snowstorm.
So
That's
true.
just go to show you,
So
right?
true.
Yeah, I'm like, Uber Eats to save the day for my son.
It would never have happened. My mom used to like at the end of school bring me Subway at the end of when it goes somewhere, but
to
like
pick you
Uber,
up.
yeah, man.
I wasn't driving an extra 10 minutes in that snowstorm
No.
yesterday. But I gave a really good tip because of the snowstorm.
Yeah, there you
that's
go.
good. There you go.
And of course, we just want to remind you that we love to see your weather pictures, and you could be featured right here on the show. Weather shots at CTV.ca. Again, that's weather shots at CTV.ca.
Weather Picture, brought to you by Box Me Up. Moving, staging, renovating, just box me up.
And it is a cold start to your day. Temperatures were already this morning feeling closer to -30, and it will be chilly into the afternoon today. Average for this time of the year is around -6 degrees. Will be below that. The sun will be up around 7:37 a.m. and set at 4:47 p.m. So it will be a nice long sunny day, perfect for everyone who has to dig out from yesterday's system. Temperatures have actually dropped a little bit more, even more this morning from where we were sitting earlier. We are sitting at -22, but with that wind chill still feels closer to -30, -31 this hour. So a very cold start to your morning, and we will see these bitter cold conditions throughout most of the day today. At least it will be nice and sunny if you need to get outside. We will see lots of sunshine. This afternoon, not too bad. It will be cold, but I mean, if you dress warmly, at least it'll be nice and sunny to enjoy your Friday afternoon. We are expecting more snow on the way. Not until tonight. It looks like between 9 and 10 is when we could start to see some more snow falling, about 2 up to 4 centimeters of snow in the forecast. So just light snow, nothing heavy like what we did see yesterday, where we received 21 centimeters of snow. As we do head into the weekend, though, we are expecting flurries kind of lingering Saturday and through Sunday as well. So it's a bit of a cloudy weekend with flurries on the way, but temperatures will be nice and mild and through the weekend. Today's daytime high, -11, so it will be a little bit cold and a little bit below seasonal. We'll feel closer to -14 with that wind chill and chilly across the region, but at least we're getting to see some sunshine because areas to the east of us, it's going to be a little bit cloudier. -12 for Pembroke, -8 in Bancroft, -6 for Trenton, -8 as well over in Kingston for today. -11 is your daytime high over in Kittigan, Zibi. So Tremblant, Montreal, a little bit cloudier. You could still see some snow early this morning. As we head into our 7-day forecast, great news for the ski hills this weekend, and then great news for the Rideau Canal next week. Temperatures cold today, -11. That sunshine will be out. -13 is the low. Again, that snow starting overnight tonight and continuing into your early morning hours tomorrow. Bit of a snowy weekend, but fairly mild, -1 and -4 the daytime highs. So not overly cold into through the weekend. Perfect for the ski hills. And then we have perfect weather next week for the Rideau Canal Skateway. Though Canal likes a couple of consecutive cold days. We will definitely see that next week. Daytime highs of -7 for Monday, -13 Tuesday and through Wednesday.
7-day weather forecast brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aid Centers, celebrating over 80 years in family business.
On your roads this morning, Booth Street is closed at Wellington due to a collision. OPS is on site directing traffic, and drivers are being asked to avoid the area completely. Eastbound on the 417 seeing buildup starting at the 416 split in through Bronson, and westbound on the Queensway, we also have congestion between Saint Laurent Boulevard and Nicholas this hour.
Well, federal departments have started notifying public servants that their jobs may be impacted by workforce adjustments. Statistics Canada has confirmed that this will cut 850 positions over the next 2 years, including 100 positions eliminated immediately. Shared Services Canada says that it has begun notifying employees about potential cuts as well. Let's bring in Sean O'Reilly. He's the president of the Professional Institute of the Public Service of Canada, and definitely timely having you in this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Will. How are you?
I'm great. You know, we talked about Statistics Canada first, and then other departments started getting some of these notices. What do we know so far about those notices that they've been receiving?
You know, we've almost 2,000 members have been affected at both Shared Service Canada and Statistics Canada. We don't have the details yet on exactly who they're going to cut and how deeply they're going to cut. We have heard rumors of 850 and, you know, probably 200, 300, 400 at Shared Service Canada. But we're continuing this week to get notices for folks that are going to get affected next week, and that they are coming in dribs and drabs. We'd like to have more of a coordinated effort, but we haven't seen anything from the Treasury Board yet.
And before we get to the services that might be impacted, I want to talk about, you know, the mentality of the workers at this point, because there has been word from a lot of people upset about the lack of communication, about the transparency, about maybe hearing it through the media before they get any notice of it. What's your take on that with the delivery of the news?
You know, it has not been ideal. I think that it's a very dark time for the public service, definitely a dark time for Canadians. We have not, it's been very, even in the messaging, Statistics Canada, I was hearing rumors that folks were trying to listen to town halls, the connections weren't good. You know, it was very ineffective. And as a union, we've been demanding better coordination to understand, better support our members, because, you know, we want to talk about the impacts of the cuts. You know, we're going to fight for what protections are in these collective agreements, but we also want to stand shoulder to shoulder with our members and provide the support they need in this difficult time.
Yeah, and you know, and then thinking about what the public servants do, how will this impact the services that we see here in the city? Because there's no question it's going to have an effect.
Oh, absolutely. You know, the ones we know about so far, Statistics Canada, Shared Services Canada. Statistics Canada used to be the pearl of the public service. You know, they produce data that businesses, communities, even the public service itself uses to make important decisions, you know, that affects Canadians. You look at Shared Service Canada, that's the backbone. If you're going to an IT system in the government, you're touching a shared service system. And also, you know, cybersecurity, that's a big thing in Shared Service Canada. Those are the folks that are protecting us from those threats we don't even know about.
And do we know about any other future services that might be impacted? You know, we started with Statistics Canada. We've learned about a few more. Are there any that you're aware of in the future, or is it still a little bit of a question mark?
You know, we are aware. Like I said, we are getting notices. We do, you know, we have an agreement with the government. They will tell us 48 hours before they tell our members. However, you know, it's not my job to be telling my member that they're going to be having their job affected. That's the job of the government. But, you know, we are being very proactive, and, you know, we are putting out to the media, to our members, exactly how they're going to be affected. And when we do get a notice, when they get affected, we do send them an email immediately what services we can provide to them and what supports they can get from us.
Definitely a lot more questions and answers to come over the coming weeks. But Sean, we appreciate you giving us some guidance this morning.
No problem. Thank you, Will.
Of course. Rosie, over to you.
Coming up on Your Morning Ottawa, celebrating 50 years in the community. Saunders Farm is launching a brand new event this spring to mark its 50th anniversary. We're going to tell you all about it coming up. Our guest is standing by in the Your Morning Ottawa Lazy Boy Lounge. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam. A very cold start to your day right now. Gonna have to bundle up before heading outside. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa.
It's a staple in the Ottawa community, and it's celebrating its 50th birthday this year. We are so happy to have Mark Saunders here from Saunders Farm this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you?
I am so good, and I can't believe it's been 50 years. Give us the details on this massive birthday bash for you guys this year.
Yeah, you know, it's our 50th year on the farm. We moved in '76 to the farm, started as a strawberry farm right away. My parents were teachers, and we moved on to the farm, and we were little kids.
Yeah.
Really little kids. Because, you know, I'm not much above 50. 50.
You're 50, right?
Yeah, exactly. And the farm was abandoned, and the house was abandoned, and it was kind of like a tear-down kind of project, but my parents don't do that. They just build things up. So they build up. We renovated the house, we renovated the buildings. They were all kind of falling down, and we just, my parents just, their business plan was wake up every morning, work hard all day, and then go to bed early, and then repeat. And that's what we did. And so we just, every year we keep adding new things to help satisfy our ambition and our creativity and all that sort of thing.
We're looking at pictures with a little bit of the history involved. This must be nostalgic for your parents to go back and see all these beautiful photos. Do you think this was the vision for them that they had for the farm?
They had a vision to create something special, and to, my dad is an incredible visionary, and my mom was too. She passed away a few years ago, but she's, you know, my parents were just like, they wanted to bring the community together and create something for the community, and all the things that they did. So first was Strawberry Farm, and people came out to get their strawberries. Then we had a strawberry festival, and then we planted trees, and we had a nursery, and those turned into mazes over time. And then we started a Halloween festival in 35 years ago now, and each of those things were meant to bring the community together, and we keep doing that.
Okay, let's talk about Halloween, because this has become an iconic place to visit during the season in Ottawa.
Yeah, so our haunting season, now we're 35 years this year, and it's we have 7 haunts, we have almost 400 employees and actors and performers, and daytime is great for kids, and nighttime is for adults, and it's just, it keeps growing, and we're so thrilled. It just started with literally my brother and some friends were the actors, and then it just grew into a whole new thing.
And now it's like an event, like you got to make it to Saunders Farm at Halloween. The cool thing is for your 50th anniversary, you're adding new things this year. Can you tell us what that's all about?
Yeah, so our newest thing is a tulip festival that we put almost 500,000 tulip bulbs into the ground right after our haunting season this year.
Right, because you would have had to start this last year.
So we planted everything back in early November, and it was a bit of a scramble, but we're really excited for that. And we planted them in our apple orchard. So we have a cider company that we started a couple of years ago, and we have an orchard that's about 6 acres, and the trees are planted in circles. So from above, it's going to be absolutely beautiful. So we planted the rows of tulips in between the rows of trees. So it's going to be this giant circle, and we're really excited about that.
Okay, so give us the details. When does Tulip Fest start?
Well, that's up to Mother Nature.
I guess it's dependent on when they decide to bloom,
Absolutely.
right?
So,
when are you hoping for?
So it's going to be May, early May. You know, Mother's Day is the 9th this year, and we're hoping to be full swing for that. And we're going to be running it 5 to 6 days a week, and people will be able to come out, see the tulips, and we're also working with the Canadian Tulip Festival to help promote each other. So they're an urban, urban festival, and we're a rural festival, but we're both in the city of Ottawa.
Okay, and more things planned as the year comes as well.
We'll keep you posted.
Okay, perfect. And you can head to their website for more information. And congratulations on 50 years. That's absolutely amazing. And we're so glad that you guys opened your doors to us all those years ago, because it's such a wonderful place for all of us to visit.
Oh, that's really sweet. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Appreciate it.
And again, you'll have to stay tuned for more details on what else they have planned this year. Rosie.
Thank you, Melissa. It is Fitness Friday time. Kate Laird is the owner of Love Your Body Fitness, and she joins us this morning to talk about the importance of strength training. Good morning to you,
Morning,
Kate.
Rosie.
Good morning. I hear my microphone is making some sound here. Let me move it out of the way. Is that what's going on here? Yeah, I think it's in the way. There we go. Now I go. Do we have it now? Okay, I think we're good here. We got to get to some strength training here. Let's talk about why it is important to train within that strength training field.
So the biggest thing we're seeing in older people right now is frailty killing, right? Like people can't do the things that they want to do, they can't live independently, and the thing that's going to really help people with that longevity piece, you know, I want to make sure I can do all the things that I want to do when I retire, hike, ski, whatever, take care of my grandkids, is really getting as strong as possible. And it's so much easier to get strong, you know, the earlier you start. I call it putting muscles in the bank. You know, we put a lot of money in the bank for retirement, but we really want to put muscles in the bank, you know, for right now and also for our retirement years.
Okay, but what about the women who go, if I do strength training, lifting weights, you see those huge guys in the gym, they've got bulging muscles, I don't want to look like them.
Okay, well, number one, I think women with big muscles look amazing. But number two, You know, like I try to put on muscles. I've been trying really hard to put on muscles my whole life. But because I'm, you know, an estrogen dominant person and not a testosterone dominant person, it just doesn't really happen. And worrying about getting bulky from strength training is kind of like buying a Porsche and worrying about accidentally becoming a NASCAR driver. Like, it does not happen without a whole lot of intention.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us what's happening on Saturday.
So Saturday, I'm running an event with Bush Taka, and it is for female cyclists actually, because female cyclists are some of the most hardcore athletes, but they have some of the highest rates of osteoporosis. In fact, the regular population has about a 50% chance of getting osteoporosis.
Okay.
And this female cyclists have like just above a 65%.
Why is that?
Chance. It's because there's no weight bearing at all. So they have amazing cardiovascular fitness.
There you go.
But they don't have any weight bearing, any impact in their sport. And it's often coupled with underfueling, right? And so if you're not fueling enough and you're pushing yourself through these long rides, you're going to end up, your body just basically takes fuel from your bones, from your muscles. So cyclists are really, especially the females, are having very high rates of osteoporosis. Female runners are at around 1 in 5 getting osteoporosis, but we're like 2 out of 3 in the cyclist group.
It's so important to strength train. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. And
Bone
it's
health,
not,
right?
and a lot of people think like, oh, you know, I do Pilates, it's resistance training, I do yoga, it's and like real strength training, the stuff that's going to actually make an impact on your bones is working with about a 5 to 8 rep range.
Okay.
So that should mean that number like 7 and 8 are a huge struggle. You couldn't do number 9.
Okay, got it.
Important to work with a coach because lifting weights that heavy.
That's right.
Done wrong.
You need to make sure.
Right, you got to do it right.
Technique is good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we got to do some here.
Okay.
Kate, like just take us through. Just you know, it's a couple of exercises that you would show some of the people.
So we always want to make sure we're focusing on our, you know, multi-joint, full body movements.
Okay.
So it's not like, you know, bicep curls in your living room with your 5-pound weights. We're going to start with a deadlift because it's my most favorite movement, and everyone has to bend down and pick things up, right? So if you're good at that, you don't hurt your back as often.
Okay.
So I'm going to set up my deadlift, and you can use a barbell, a kettlebell, a dumbbell, whatever you've got. Children. I'm going to start with whatever I'm holding pretty close to my body. I'm going to make sure my tummy muscles are strong. I'm going to push my hips back. Once I grab onto whatever I'm picking up, I'm going to set my shoulder blades down my back, tighten up my tummy muscles, and then drive through my feet and stand straight up without letting my back round.
Drive through your feet.
Yeah. So really think about just pressing down into the floor, pressing down through my toes and my heels, and standing straight up.
Like that.
This is the type of thing that we want to really avoid, right?
Like that. Yeah. Like that.
Yeah. Do you want to try?
Yeah, I want to try. And like you said, 5 to 8 range, so it's got to be pretty heavy to start
So this is way
right?
too light for you.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
Push the hips back.
Push the hips back.
Okay.
Nice strong tummy muscle. You can almost think like you're coughing. Yeah, and stand straight up. Beautiful. So that's using literally every muscle in your body, particularly if you're using a heavy enough weight.
Yes.
A lot of core.
That is a lot of your body right there.
Now you can pick it all the way up.
Show one more?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, okay.
So pick it all the way up.
Yeah.
This is a goblet squat.
Oh, there you go.
Love these.
I love these.
So chest up. I'm going to pull the floor apart with my feet.
Okay.
Drive my knees wide. And I'm going to sink my hips back and down till my hips hopefully get below my knees.
Yep.
And then drive straight up.
Okay. With a weight, what kind of weight are we looking at here?
So again, it's going to depend on the person, right?
Right. You got to be able to lift it up.
You got to be able to lift it up
properly.
Yeah.
And then?
Yeah. So really imagine you can pull the floor apart with your feet, push your knees out, 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 out. Good. Yeah. And you could even try to get 1 inch lower, especially if you put your knees out. It'll help you. Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Nice work.
Okay, we gotta go. This is so great. Kate Laird, Love Your Body Fitness. Where are you located?
We're right in Westboro, right at the corner of Churchill and Richmond Road. We're women focused, and we like to teach people how to actually strength train, the kind that's gonna make you have the biggest impact right now.
Yes.
And then later on in life.
And you can start where you're at and then build up.
Yeah.
There you go. Kate, thank you so much.
Thanks so much.
All right, Melissa, over to you.
Well, coming up next on Your Morning Ottawa, we're checking out this week's new movies, including 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple, plus Mr. Hollywood's picks for the ultimate popcorn movies on this National Popcorn Day. And Matt Demers is standing by in the CTV Your Morning Ottawa Lazy Boy Lounge. Here's a live look from our sky cam on George Street this morning. Still snow-covered roads this morning as we saw 21 centimeters of snow yesterday. More on the way overnight.
Thanks so much for starting your day with us. I'm Rosie Edden.
I'm Will Aiello.
Happy Friday, everyone. I'm Melissa Lamb.
And we talked about the snow yesterday, but it's still top of mind today.
Absolutely. We're going to get to the forecast in a minute, but first, your top stories. As the region cleans up after the biggest snowstorm of the season, some students will be getting an extra day to enjoy the snow. School buses are canceled this morning in Eastern Ontario. That affects students at the Catholic District School Board of Eastern Ontario and the Upper Canada District School Board. School buses are still running in Ottawa and in Renfrew County. All schools are still open. It comes after 21 centimeters of snow fell in the nation's capital. Police reported nearly 200 collisions on Eastern Ontario roads, and several flights were delayed or canceled at the airport. Environment Canada said 21 centimeters of snow hit the ground Thursday, and many are still clearing a path out this morning.
I love winter, but as you get old, it's a little more difficult. So I think next year I will give in and buy a snowblower.
We're actually looking for those electric snow shovel, but I think they're sold out.
And a reminder that the winter weather parking ban is over.
Prime Minister Mark Carney announced a landmark trade agreement with China.
And so I'm pleased today to announce that Canada and China have reached a preliminary but landmark trade agreement to remove trade barriers and reduce tariffs.
Carney says Beijing is expected to drop canola seed duties to 15% by March and called that enormous progress. In return, Canada will allow up to 49,000 Chinese electric vehicles into the Canadian market at a 6.1% tariff rate, making some EVs more affordable for Canadians. This deal ends a multi-year trade dispute that began when the last Liberal government levied EV tariffs to protect Canada's auto sector.
Ottawa police say there will be increased police presence in the Beacon Hill South area, as well as in the Riverside South community over the coming days for an undisclosed criminal investigation. You may notice officers on Arrowsmith Drive in Beacon Hill South and on Covehead Crescent in Riverside South. In a social media post, police said there is no known threat to public safety at this time, and they will be providing updates as needed. As of now, Ottawa police will be providing text updates for some emergency and non-emergency calls. Text updates will be sent for calls where there is no immediate threat to life or crime in progress. Texts from police will confirm that calls were received, outline next steps, provide case numbers, and inform callers of potential delays to the police response.
An Ottawa councillor is calling on the provincial government to keep an alternative school in the city's West End open. Regina Street Alternative Schools is located in Lincoln Heights neighborhood. Because of changes to Ottawa-Carleton District School Board's elementary programming, no new students will be enrolled moving forward. And Councillor Teresa Kavanagh is calling this a slow-motion closure and is concerned about what this means for the future of the school. The Ford government is pledging $8 million to help train more family doctors.
These clinics will train family medicine residents in a team-based model alongside other healthcare professionals, such as nurse practitioners, physician assistants, and registered nurses.
The move is part of the goal to connect some 2 million Ontarians to a family physician by the year 2029. And now the province says the aim is to have 16 teaching clinics ready in the 2027-2028 school year, with a promise of more to come.
To the latest from Iran now. Global Affairs Canada has confirmed a Canadian has died amid widespread anti-government protests. Canada's Foreign Affairs Minister Anita Anand posting on social media Thursday saying a Canadian citizen has died at the hands of the Iranian authorities. She says officials are in contact with the victim's family in Canada. Protests broke out more than 2 weeks ago and have left more than 2,500 people dead, according to human rights groups.
It's another legal blow to the city of Ottawa in its multi-million-dollar battle with the federal government over all the payments of buildings. The government gives the city payments in lieu of taxes for federal buildings in the capital. The city was fighting the government over a reduction in the payments during the pandemic, and the Federal Government Court of Appeal has now dismissed the city's appeal and ordered it to pay $10,000 to cover the legal costs. The only option at this point the city has is to take it to the Supreme Court.
A Florida deputy had his hands full with this runaway.
Come here.
Come here, come here, come here. Come on.
So he was trying to track down and catch this runaway emu.
Eventually, he was able to wrangle it with a makeshift lasso and used his cuffs to keep its powerful legs and talons at bay. Everyone is okay, and the emu is back at home. Okay.
So, sweetie, what did you do at work today?
I wrestled me an emu.
Oh, man.
I'll never guess this.
That mental battle, too, of just like being so close and then just being so quick and fast, right? Because the emus are so strong and agile. And just move one way to the next. Like, come on, man. I'm trying to help you out here.
Absolutely. Well, in the forecast today, sunshine, but then more snow on the way tonight. Not nearly as much as yesterday, though. So we don't have to worry about digging out from 21 centimeters as we do have to today, because we won't see that much snow, just a little bit into your overnight. It's cloudy and cold to start off your morning, but we will see a sunny afternoon, still remaining chilly, and then this weekend mild but quite snowy. We're expecting some flurries in through the weekend forecast. Still sitting at minus 22 here in the city. With that wind chill, does feel closer to minus 30, minus 31 this morning, so cold start to your day. Cooler temperatures across the region as well. Minus 20 currently in Kingston, minus 18 right now in Brockville. Right now we will see some sunshine, so as soon as those clouds move through and the sun should be up very shortly, we are expecting some sunshine throughout the morning into your afternoon. It will stay sunny throughout most of the day today. Then later on tonight, that's when we're expecting some snow. So it looks like between 9 and 10 p.m. when we could start to see a bit of snow falling on the ground, and of course we are expecting some accumulation around 2 up to 4 centimeters. So you'll see it'll kind of linger overnight and into your day tomorrow as well, and then some light flurries into your Saturday as well as into your Sunday. So we do have some more snow on through the weekend, not nearly as much as we did see yesterday, where of course we're still digging out from that 21 centimeters of snow. Fresh snow for the kids at school today. It will stay cold though, minus 16, minus 15 this morning for recess. It will be nice and sunny though for your morning recess hours. Then as we head into your afternoon recess, we will warm up to a high of minus 11 today. And the nice thing is we'll get to see so much sunshine throughout your Friday forecast. Temperatures today reaching a high of minus 11 for us here in this city. It's minus 12 in Pembroke, minus 8 in Bancroft, minus 6 for Trenton. Your daytime high today, minus 11 in Kittigan, Zibi, minus 11 as well over in Montreal. So over the next couple of days, mild and through the weekend, but then cold next week, which is great news for the Rideau Canal Skateway. We know they need a couple of consecutive days of very cold conditions. Minus 11 today, minus 13 is the low. 2 up to 4 centimeters of snow overnight tonight into your day tomorrow. Minus 1 and minus 4 and through the weekend, so quite mild, a little bit above seasonal. Some flurries in through your weekend forecast. Then next week, it's looking quite cold, especially Tuesday and through Wednesday. Temperatures will be in the minus double digits into the afternoon. On the roads this morning, we do have some issues to report. Booth Street is still closed this morning at Wellington Street. OPS are on scene directing traffic, so try and avoid the area if you can. Eastbound on the 417, build up at the 416 split in through Bronson. Westbound on the Queensway, seeing congestion from the 174 split through Parkdale. Heading west on the 174, we're also seeing delays 10th line in through Montreal Road this morning. Rosie.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers. 1-800-JUSTICE.
If your hair is a little brittle and frizzy this time of year, you are not alone. The winter months can be rough on our hair, but content creator and lifestyle expert Sandy Esprit is here to tell us how we can keep our hair protected from the winter this season. Good morning to you, Sandy.
Good morning, Rosie.
Good morning. I feel like, oh my gosh, I watch you all the time on Instagram, so I feel like I know your ins and outs of this world. And you've been really focusing on hair care for the past few weeks here. It is important, right? This time of year, it's hard on the hair.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's dry outside, and the indoor heating just doesn't really help our hair at all. So, yes, I'll be sharing the winter hair protection that we got going. First things first, for sure, I've always said this, scalp care is hair care. A lot of the times we think that, you know, it's just the scalp, but no, it's the skin. That's where the hair follicles comes out of. So we really need to take the time to make sure that we not only properly cleanse our hair, but also cleanse our scalp.
Okay, so it's important to really get in there, clean your scalp. What about the scalp care? Like, do you put anything on the scalp, or are you focusing mainly on the hair? when you're adding products?
Well, when we're talking about the shampoo, of course, we have to focus on the scalp. We want to cleanse that skin, especially if you have like hair problems. Like I have dandruff personally, so it snows out of my scalp. I have to
you put a shirt on, it's like, oh, it's snowing, right?
Yeah. Olaf. So we definitely want to, I'd want to address that.
Okay.
But I don't want to use a product that's going to dry out my hair either.
Yeah.
So finding the right balance is key. It's all based on what you need, essentially.
Okay, so when you're looking for that scalp care product, the shampoo mainly, what should you be looking for? If you do have dandruff, for example, you got to look for something that fights dandruff, is that it?
Yes, that definitely treats the dandruff. You're looking for something with ingredients like the Perithian zinc, right?
Okay.
But you also want something that is moisturizing as well for your hair. So again, it all really boils down to what your hair actually needs, because even though we are focusing on the scalp, the hair is what everybody sees.
Okay, next up, what do you have for us, Sandy?
And so next one here is the deep hydration. We really want to focus on moisture retention.
Okay.
So hydration, when you think of hydration, you think water, which is why a wash routine is really important. You want a good shampoo, a good conditioner. You want to, you know, punch it in, get that oomph with the deep conditioner, a hair treatment mask.
Okay.
And once you have a wash routine that focuses on these two pillars, then you need a protection plan. You know, so you have all of that moisture, all of that hydration, but we got to make sure it stays in.
Okay, and that's next here. And protection and finishing.
Exactly.
How do we do that?
So protective hairstyles, and it means something different to a lot of people, but essentially the protective hairstyle protects your hair. We don't, like I have my hair out, but understand that like as soon as I'm out of here, it's going in a braid. It's going.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. I want to hide my hair essentially. I want to protect my ends. That's the most brittle part of the hair, and then use an oil to seal in that moisture that we've just gained.
Do you have some products here that you want to show us?
I really do.
Okay.
So starting off, so I spoke about scalp care being hair care, shampoo, the conditioner. One of my favorite brands is Shea Moisture, the curl and hibiscus line right here. It smells really good too.
Oh,
believe it or not. Yeah, it has a sweet coconut hibiscus, and it has ingredients.
That's heavenly.
Right? It's like a tropical getaway.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Okay, so
And
you like that?
I love that. It has silk protein, coconut oil, neem oil. Really improves the hair elasticity to keep it together.
Sandy, we're running out of time. What else can you show us real quick?
Yeah, we have the hair treatment mask to put it in. And then the hair oil here is to really frizz-proof, humidity-proof. Tiana Taylor's hairstyle actually used it.
Oh, Tiana Taylor, winner of a Golden Globe this year. Okay.
And bonnet scarf for your hair during night.
Especially when you're inside and it's so dry, right, with the heater. There you go. Sandy Esprit, lifestyle expert. We're so glad that you can come on here. Protect the hair during the winter. Loving it. Thank you, Sandy.
Thank you.
Melissa, over to you.
Your Morning Ottawa and TSN 1200 want to give you the ultimate Ottawa Black Bears team experience. Your youth team could be there for the Winter Games night on Saturday, February 7th. One lucky youth team will score tickets for their entire roster. Get ready to cheer on your Ottawa Black Bears. Submit your team on our contest page at ctvottawa.ca. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam this morning. Yes, all that fresh snow making a beautiful scene here in the city. A cold start to your morning, though, feels closer to -30 with that wind chill this hour. It's Friday, and that means new movies to watch in theaters and at home. Matt Demers, Mr. Hollywood, is here with his top picks this week. And we got some scary ones for me today.
Well, listen, some people might feel like zombies in the middle of January, so this is the perfect movie for you.
I love it.
It's 28 years later, The Bone Temple.
Ooh.
Many of the things we take for granted will one day pass away completely.
I open the door of heaven and hell.
When that time comes, men will no longer communicate.
This is creepy just from the trailer. Like, I have goosebumps.
Absolutely. So if you know this franchise, it's the 28 Days Later franchise. This is number 4. And let me tell you, they kind of up that dread factor, the intensity, the violence, the brutality, the gore. They go there. But it's all well done.
Okay.
But it will leave you unnerved, and it's a direct sequel. So it picks up immediately after the previous one. But I really did enjoy this movie, but it'll leave nobody unshaken. Even me, I was a little unnerved.
Okay, good to know. I will not be watching that one. What next do you have for us?
All right, well, you might enjoy Dead Man's Wire.
Hello, Mr. Karitzis. It's an honor, Fred. What's on your mind, brother? This loan company's done me wrong. They set me up and schemed to ruin my life. Well, let me tell you something. I'm not a rich man. I'm a poor man, and that never bothered me. I'm a man that's fighting for everything that he owns, sir.
Okay, yeah, this looks more my vibe for sure.
Yeah, and this is based on a true story. It's really captivating, Melissa. And there you have Bill Skarsgård. Big fan of that guy, the actor, the main guy here. So basically in 1977 in Indianapolis, there was a hostage standoff, and it was, it ended up being broadcast live on the news. But the way this is done, it's almost offbeat and like darkly funny at times, given the circumstances. But it's also this kind of, like I said, captivating true story, and there's a thriller aspect, and I like the performances. So I will highly recommend Dead Man's Wire.
Okay, that might be one I'll get to check out. And then last but not least?
Yeah, on Netflix you can find The Rip.
Your unit works the dope game. Drugs, guns.
Knock, knock, Miami PD.
How you doing this evening?
5 cops just magically appear on my doorstep. I've been better.
Don't mind if we come inside.
But the majority of your work consisted of cash seizures.
I don't have any drugs.
The dog's not trained to detect drugs. The dog's trained to detect money.
Okay, give us the details on this. I saw Matt and Ben.
That's right, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck are returning together on the screen, and we're 3 for 3 in movies that I loved. I really like this. It's another crime caper. You're going to tiptoe around all the spoilers, but you got a squad of police agents here, and they're trying to decide what to do when they come across this house storing money. Lots and lots of money. Listen, this is A-grade stuff from the performance side of things, but the tension builds, and it's also based on another true story. Okay. So great movies to check out.
Okay, I love it. And of course, National Popcorn Day is coming up.
Yes.
It's on Monday?
Yes, on Monday. And you know what? If you go to some theaters, they'll give you a free popcorn with a movie ticket. Check your local listings. But I got some great popcorn movies.
I love it.
These are ones you fill up the popcorn and just enjoy. The Mummy. Come on, Brendan Fraser. Doesn't get any better than this. Big adventure, big laughs. Speed, remember?
I do remember
Keanu?
Speed. Yes.
It can't go over, what was it, 50 miles per hour? Or else
I remember that.
Yeah. Great stuff here. Deadpool and Wolverine, when the superhero, you got a crowd-pleasing popcorn superhero energy extravaganza. Baby Driver, one of my favorites.
Okay, I've never seen this one.
Super stylish, ridiculously fun as well. And the last one, I mean, you can't go wrong with a little Tom Cruise and Top Gun Maverick.
You also have Miles Teller in that one.
That's right.
And Glenn Powell.
Yeah, and they're doing a sequel, and those gentlemen will be returning.
Great, because I loved that movie. It was so good.
Yeah, big popcorn vibes.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Matt, for joining us today.
Thanks, Melissa.
Rosie.
Coming up in the 8 o'clock hour on Your Morning Ottawa, these images of an apartment in Quebec went viral last week after a burst pipe turned the unit into an ice castle. Remember that? We hear from our friends at W.O. Stinson & Son to learn more about how to prevent burst pipes during the winter time. That's coming up after the break. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa.
Here are your milestone celebrations for your Friday. And up first, we have a happy 10th birthday. This is going out to Charlie Ann. Lots of love from Dad, Granny, Momo, Ali, and all of your friends and family. We also have a happy birthday to Jeremy. This is with love from Mom, Dad, Frank, Granny, and Grandpa. And of course, if you have a milestone, celebrate it with us. Send your birthday announcements for kids turning 13 years old and younger, or for those turning 100 years or more. Wedding anniversaries as well for those celebrating 50 years or more. All you have to do is send us an email, Your Morning Ottawa Milestones at ctv.ca, and we'll be sure to get your announcement on the air.
It's Friday, January 16th. The cleanup is underway as Ottawa digs out after Thursday's snowstorm.
And so I'm pleased today to announce that Canada and China have reached a preliminary but landmark trade agreement to remove trade barriers and reduce tariffs.
Prime Minister Mark Carney announcing a landmark trade agreement with China during his consequential visit to Beijing.
And want to avoid something like this happening in your home? We hear from the pros at W.O. Stinson & Son about avoiding frozen pipes in the winter. Your Morning Ottawa continues right now.
Good morning. Hope your morning is going well. I'm Rosie Edda.
Happy Friday, everyone. I'm Willa Yellow.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
And we've talked about the snow over the last couple of days. Obviously, a lot of people digging some snowfall out still a little bit more to fall, but that's still our top story we're leading with.
It is, absolutely. We'll get to that top story right now. As the region cleans up after the biggest snowstorm of the season so far, some are still digging out this morning. Police reported nearly 200 collisions on eastern Ontario roads, and several flights were delayed or canceled at the airport. Environment Canada said 21 centimeters of snow hit the ground Thursday.
Prime Minister Mark Carney announced a landmark trade agreement with China.
And so I'm pleased today to announce that Canada and China have reached a preliminary but landmark trade agreement to remove trade barriers and reduce tariffs.
Carney says Beijing is expected to drop canola seed duties to 15% by March and called that enormous progress. In return, Canada will allow up to 49,000 Chinese electric vehicles into the Canadian market at a 6.1% tariff rate, making some EVs more affordable for Canadians. Now, this deal ends a multi-year trade dispute that began when the last Liberal government levied EV targets to protect Canada's auto sector.
Ottawa police say there will be increased presence in the Beacon Hill South area, as well as in the Riverside South community over the coming days for an undisclosed criminal investigation. You may notice officers on Arrowsmith Drive in Beacon Hill South and on Covehead Crescent in Riverside South. In a social media post, police said there is no threat to public safety at this time, and they will be providing updates as needed.
An Ottawa councillor is calling on the provincial government to keep an alternative school in the city's West End open. Regina Street Alternative School is located in Lincoln Heights neighborhood. Because of changes to the Ottawa Carleton District School Board's elementary programming, no new students will be enrolled moving forward. Councillor Teresa Cavanaugh is calling this a slow-motion closure and says that she's concerned about what it means for the future of the school. A 26-year-old man is facing charges in connection with at least 3 home invasions in Ottawa, along with other violent crimes in Brockville and Limoges. The first incident happened in December of 2024, when 3 people allegedly approached a victim in a car in Vanier, forcibly removed him at gunpoint, and then stole several items. The second, last January, police say gunshots were fired into a home in Ottawa's South End, and last October, 5 people allegedly stormed into an Orleans home and demanded cash at gunpoint. Police are still looking for the other suspects.
A Northern Ontario First Nation going through a water crisis is calling for more help to speed up evacuations.
I'm being told by public health officials that E. coli was present in the community.
Saskatchewan First Nation declared a state of emergency on January 4th after sewage started seeping into its drinking water. It's a fly-in community located along James Bay in northern Ontario. There is a do not consume water order in place right now. Buying a case of water now costs as much as $50. There are reports of people getting sick. As of last night, about 1,000 people have been flown out. That's fewer than half of the community's population. To the latest from Iran, Global Affairs Canada has confirmed a Canadian has died amid widespread anti-government protests. Canada's Foreign Affairs Minister Anita Anand posting on social media Thursday saying a Canadian citizen has died at the hands of the Iranian authorities. She says officials are in contact with the victim's family in Canada. Protests broke out more than 2 weeks ago and have left more than 2,500 people dead, according to human rights groups.
It's another legal blow to the city of Ottawa in its multi-million-dollar battle with the federal government over payments for buildings. The government gives the city payments in lieu of taxes for federal buildings in the capital. The city was fighting the government over a reduction in the payments during the pandemic. The Federal Court of Appeal has now dismissed the city's appeal and ordered it to pay $10,000 to cover legal costs. The only option at this point the city has is to take its fight to Supreme Court.
Students at St. Clair College kicked off their upcoming polar plunge with a freezing cold slip and slide.
Oh, that'll re-energize you for the day. They got some help from the pre-service fire and rescue students doing what they do best, spraying water. It was all in good fun and support of Special Olympics.
They also raised a ton of money with the help of local firefighters and police. They raised $13,500. Good on them.
Look at that green grass out in Windsor, right?
What's so funny about that too is just like, what do you need more than?
Could be turf.
Yeah,
water?
I think it's artificial turf.
With the firemen's hoses, that's the perfect supply of water that you need in a situation like that.
No snow compared to what we have here, right?
Cold.
Yeah.
Especially now.
Yes, exactly.
With
Imagine doing that here today.
It's like minus 22 right now, Melissa?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, that might just be like I wouldn't even know, just an ice tear on the skin.
I know you're a cold plunger. Would you still cold plunge in a day like today?
I do, yeah. Still right before I come to work. But the difference is it just takes a little bit longer to hammer out the ice bath. Because the chiller machine obviously goes inside during the winter months.
Right.
So depending on the colder temperatures, the ice will freeze. You got to be on it every day. Because I've waited a couple of days and then I'm out there for a long time chipping away to get it back.
Do you see my face? Like.
Yeah, it's like your biggest nightmare in the morning. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
That'll wake you up.
Any time of the day, let alone at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll leave the cold plunging to you, Will.
That's okay. I'll take it. If you wonder why I have so much energy, that definitely helps.
I don't know if it's the cold plunging, to be honest. It's just you. Average temperatures for this time of the year are at -6 degrees. We'll be below that into the afternoon, so a very cold day for us. The sun will be setting around 4:47 p.m. later on tonight. And yes, it is cold starts your morning. Daytime highs today of -11 into the afternoon, so it will be a cold day ahead. We'll feel closer to -14, but at least it will be nice and sunny in through your afternoon. -12 is your high in Petawawa, -11 over in Kittigan-Zibi. So we're still seeing cloudy conditions right now. However, very sunny shortly. We'll see mainly sunny skies this morning in through your afternoon. So a beautiful sunny day. Get outside, even though it's cold, just bundle up and dress warmly. At least you get to see the beautiful sunshine because we haven't seen a lot of sun this January. We are expecting more snow. It looks like between 9 and 10 o'clock tonight, we could start to see some more snow. Whoopsies, about 2 to 4 centimeters. I don't know why I always drop this thing. About 2 to 4 centimeters in the forecast for us overnight tonight and early tomorrow morning, and then some flurries possible Saturday and through Sunday as well. So yes, dress warmly, but get outside and enjoy the sunshine. It's one of those days you have to bundle up, but you still need your shades on because it's going to be so sunny out this afternoon. -11 is the high. We'll feel closer to -14 today. Overnight temps dropping to -13. Again, 2 to 4 centimeters of snow tonight into early tomorrow. The weekend, not so bad, fairly mild. Great skiing conditions in through the weekend forecast. We had all that fresh powder yesterday, more tonight and on the way in through the weekend. -1 and -4 are the daytime highs. Then next week, great news for the Rideau Canal Skateway. The Skateway loves a couple of consecutive very cold days. We will see that next week starting Monday right through until Thursday. Daytime highs Tuesday, Wednesday in that minus double digits. On your roads this hour, still seeing some problem spots. Booth Street is still closed at Wellington due to a collision. OPS is on site directing traffic, and drivers are being asked to just avoid the area completely. We also have a disabled vehicle on the westbound 417 at Parkdale, so the left lane is closed and causing some delays. Westbound on the Queensway, seeing congestion between the 174 split and Parkdale. And if you're heading west on the 174, we're also experiencing delays beginning at 10th line in through Montreal Road this hour. Will.
Well, get some advice, get inspired, and get it done. You can win 4 tickets to the Ottawa Home and Remodeling Show, plus the grand prize of $2,500 in gift cards, and you get a special meet and greet with the one and only Sarah Richardson. The Ottawa Home and Remodeling Show takes place from January 29th to February 1st at the EY Centre. Head over to ctvottawa.ca for your chance to win. And coming up next on Your Morning Ottawa, preventing frozen pipes in the wintertime. We hear from the pros at W.O. Stinson and Son. Just ahead, our guest is standing by nice and warm, not frozen whatsoever, in the cozy Your Morning Ottawa Lazy Boy Lounge. But then we go from a nice, warm, cozy situation to a sunny but frigid temperature day outside. Minus 20 degrees right now. The sun is there, but it is cold, so bundle up. But hey, it is Friday.
Today's snow report brought to you by Calabogie Peaks. Play outside at Calabogie Peaks, the big mountain close to home.
So I know we've had a couple of extra workouts over the last 24 hours with some shoveling, but it is wonderful news for the ski hills. Calabogie Peaks today, 3 for 3 on lifts with plenty of new snowfall and a little bit more to come today. Runs 17 are open. Let's look at the rest across the board. So many doing very well through the day today. Most over 50%. You got Edelweiss there, 2 for 5, but I imagine over the next couple of days that number will definitely jump up. It is a perfect day to get out on the ski hills. The only difference, temperatures have dropped, so just make sure you bundle up if you head towards the hills.
Hi from the peaks. Come play where big days make big smiles. We get an A+ for adventure. Calabogie.com.
Okay, let's take a peek at these images of an apartment in Trois-Rivières in Quebec that went viral last week. This is showing the unit that turned into, I think it's fair to say, an ice castle. This happened after a tenant shut off the heat, hoping to save some money on their bills, but pipes, they bursted, and then the water flooding, and it freezed in the apartment. Let's bring in Chris Eads from W.O. Stinson and Son with more on this today. My first question to you is, I was trying to kind of watch your reaction to that too, but I know you've seen it. Were you surprised by that? Is that something you've seen before?
25 years in the trade, I have seen some unique scenarios. This is definitely extreme. This is extreme. Hopefully not intentional. Accidents do happen, and if the temperature is off and the furnace is off and you are below zero for an extended period of time, unfortunately, this may be a result.
You know, from a professional standpoint, I think ice castle is an appropriate word to use for that, right? When you show up on site.
This is impressive. Now we've been into situations where the house is frozen, water in the toilet is frozen, and you're leery to turn on the heat, because as soon as you turn on the heat, now we're going to have bursts, we're going to have the leaks, we're going to have the water. So there's certain steps to take if you walk into a situation like this that you want to sort of help. This one is extreme. I think we can all tell by the damage that this is more than just one pipe bursting in a garage or something.
Yeah, and as temperatures start to drop, it's been mild over the last few days. Even yourself, you and I were just talking about, you've been so busy over the last day because temperatures fell just like that. Mm-hmm. What are some advice that you would give to people when it comes to preventing situations like this with pipes bursting when it gets colder?
Well, and number one, don't turn the heat off. We need the heat on. Extended periods of time below zero, this is what's going to happen. So maintain your heat. If we're going out for a period of time, we won't want to keep the heat down. It is recommended by manufacturers and industry that we keep the temperature, if the house is empty and you want to maintain heat, 12, 15 degrees Celsius, which is just above 50 degrees Fahrenheit. That's better than turning an appliance off and then shocking it when you turn it back on. You want to maintain that heat, and it's good for warranty purposes too. If you have a cold appliance, then you turn it on, you're going to have that contrast of heat, which is going to cause condensation, which can, prematurely affect the appliance as well.
Yeah, and a lot of the reasons people do this is they want to save a little bit more money on heat, but it can come at a costly expense if you run into into a situation like that, or even just pipes bursting in general. Are there other ways, maybe some advantages we can use to save some money?
I think, you know, as we look at the whole home as the envelope, there are things that we can look at as we move forward, as, you know, insulation and windows and so on and so forth. Maybe an upgrade in the heating appliance, you know, your HVAC system. Really, you really don't want to turn this off. Be aware of where your furnace switches are. We have seen it in the past too, accidentally. We all have that awkward light switch in the basement that is your furnace switch, and you can turn it off thinking it's the lights. You have an out-of-town guest and they flick it and they turn off the heat. We generally catch that before you get to an extreme like this. But you know, if you come home and the furnace is not working and you've dropped 2 degrees, you're not going to have a result in the frozen house like this within an hour. This is time that has made this occur.
I mean, I feel like you said that story. You might have had video of me in my new house where I did that. And they went, wait, I think that was the furnace switch, and I remember to turn it back on. Thank goodness. But especially this time of year, you know, you've been on so many calls, and when you look at the clients that you have, what is something that you see that's the most common call that you get that people can really avoid?
Well, today is a great day to bring it up. Is the snow around the vents and your gas meters and whatever is outside. Snow build up against the vent is going to stop that appliance from working, and we're going to have this. We're going to end up with a no heat call. The uptrend with the Wi-Fi thermostats, you get notifications on your smartphone. So if you are traveling, you're out of town, you could be down south somewhere, you're going to get a notification on your phone that there's an issue. So before it gets to this extreme, you call your local service provider and they come in and they correct the problem for you. Insurance companies also too, they will require somebody to spot check or touch the home every 24 to 48 hours, depending on the policy. Nobody wants a situation like this to happen. It's devastating. This was a triplex, I believe, so now there's multiple families that are involved. You get damage like this, it's every appliance, it's every wall, it's every floor. You know, people are displaced. There's the cost of the rebuild. This is tragic.
Yeah, you know, Chris Eads speaking with you from WO Citizens. So we really appreciate your time, especially with this story going viral and what we've seen over the last 24 hours, giving us a little bit of guidance during these times. Always appreciate your time, my friend.
Thank you so much.
All right, coming up on Your Morning Ottawa, we are going from inside the building. We're going around the Byward Market at Stack X. We are going to be there at the latest pop-up right here, no spy. A nice little neighbor. Melissa's going to be over there highlighting some gems, maybe getting you nice and cozy for our cool day. From there, we head back outside through our Skycam on George Street. Still a little bit of snow to clear. The sunshine is there, but don't let it fool you. Temperatures are cold throughout the day. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Just the Tea is a local business specializing in organic loose leaf teas and herbal infusions. Amy Delage is the founder. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Melissa.
It's so great to be here today. Tell us about your business, Just the Tea.
Great. So Just the Tea is a local business. We specialize in organic loose leaf teas and herbal infusions. We choose ingredients that are simple, clean, and flavorful. So there's something for everybody that supports your everyday life.
I love that. Can you kind of explain what functional teas means?
Absolutely. So functional teas just mean teas with a purpose.
Okay.
So it means choosing ingredients that are either functional for sleep, rest. It means blends that have no artificial flavoring in it.
Okay.
Just simple, clean ingredients. It's not medicinal or complicated. It's just blends that suit your daily routines.
I love that. And you have so many great blends over here that I'm seeing.
So our Supreme Turmeric here, yes, it's a warm and cozy blend, great for winter days.
Yeah.
Our Mocha Chaga is a caffeine-free blend, so it's rich, chocolately, and people love it as an alternative to coffee.
I love that.
Our Mighty Minty Mate is our energizing blend, so it's really fun. All of our ingredients are organic. They are vegan, gluten-free, sugar-free, no additives.
Oh, so incredible. Okay, I want to know how you kind of steep and create the perfect loose leaf tea. You're going to show us how to do it this morning properly.
Yeah,
I love that.
Loose leaf tea, it's not complicated. It's as easy as a tea bag. You scoop the tea, you add it to your infuser, some boiling water.
and then you just leave it steep.
Okay, and how long would you let it steep for?
All of our blends are different, so we
Okay.
do have our instructions on the back there that will show you based on...
I see that 2 to 5 minutes, and then I saw one that was a little longer, the turmeric's 5 to 10.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's so
yes.
great that you put the instructions on there, so it makes it easy for us.
Loose leaf tea gives you that flexibility to find your flavor, so it's a lot more fun for that, and a lot more flavorful than a tea bag. You really get all of that ingredients in there.
Okay, I love that. And you're going to create a little drink for us today and how you can blend your teas.
Yeah, so if you follow us on social media, we do a lot of fun recipes with our teas. So these are our tea-infused beverages. This is our Supreme Turmeric. So it's...
This one here?
Yeah.
Nice.
So made strong and chilled. This drink's supposed to be refreshing, so we got a lot of ice in there. We add some ginger beer just here on the top. It gives it a little sparkle, some fizz.
Fun.
And then for fun, we add some rosemary. We have some dehydrated oranges here, and then just a little ginger candy for the top.
Oh my goodness,
and there
that's
you
so
go.
cute. Can we try this one?
Yeah,
Oh my
that's our
goodness.
golden ginger fizz.
Golden ginger fizz. And can you make the golden tea warm as well if you wanted to?
Absolutely, yeah. Our golden turmeric lattes, also a great...
So good.
Thank you.
You can taste the turmeric, but you also taste the ginger.
Very refreshing. Yeah.
And like,
once you
not too
start
sweet.
experiencing with tea-infused beverages, you'll know like the possibilities are limitless.
Okay, and people can find you right here at the Stack.
Yeah, so we're at the Stack location here at 60 Byward Market until February 1st.
Okay.
And if you can't find us in person this month, you could find us online at justthetea.ca.
Amazing, and head to their online social media pages as well because they have so many different ideas for you. Again, justthetea.ca. Thank you, Amy, for letting us join you today.
Thank you, Melissa.
You're welcome. Will.
Melissa, the perfect item for today with the cold temperatures arriving. Well, coming up, if you're giving dry January a try, officially as of today, you're more than halfway there. We get some ideas from delicious mocktails that you can try this month and then continuing on throughout the rest of the year. That's coming up just ahead, but we'll take a peek through our Skycam on George Street. There's Mary. Hi, Mary Taggart. Oh, and there's our producer, Cassie. Oh, Cassie's on TV today. We got to make sure we save that one for the crew. It is sunshine filled, but it is cold out there, minus 20, feeling like minus 25, 26 with the wind chill. Stay with us. We got 32 minutes left.
Good morning, 8:30 on the nose. Come on in. I'm Rosie Edden.
I'm Will Aiello. Melissa will be with us shortly. She was at Just the Tea, one of our neighborhood new pop-up shops that opened up. She'll be back to give us the weather coming up and maybe a little bit extra tea because I know you got your tea going on for
I got
Friday.
my tea. You know I love my tea. Nice and warm out there. It's very cold outside, but this tea is nice and hot. We'll get to the forecast, but first, we're going to talk about your top stories. As the region cleans up after the biggest snowstorm of the season so far, some are still digging out this morning. Police reported nearly 200 collisions on eastern Ontario roads, and several flights were delayed or canceled at the airport. Environment Canada said 21 centimeters of snow hit the ground Thursday.
Prime Minister Mark Carney announced a landmark trade agreement with China.
And so I'm pleased today to announce that Canada and China have reached a preliminary but landmark trade agreement to remove trade barriers and reduce tariffs.
Carney says Beijing is expected to drop canola seed duties to 15% by March, and he called that an enormous progress point. In return, Canada will allow up to 49,000 Chinese electric vehicles into the Canadian market at a 6.1% tariff rate. That makes some EVs more affordable for Canadians. The deal ends a multi-year trade dispute that began when the last Liberal government levied EV tariffs to protect Canada's auto sector.
Ottawa police say there will be increased police presence in the Beacon Hill South area, as well as in the Riverside South community over the coming days for an undisclosed criminal investigation. You may notice officers on Arrowsmith Drive in Beacon Hill South and on Cove Head Crescent in Riverside South. In a social media post, police said there is no known threat to public safety at this time, and they will be providing updates as needed. As of now, Ottawa police will be providing text updates for some emergency and non-emergency calls. Text updates will be sent for calls where there is no immediate threat to life or crime in progress. Text from police will confirm that calls were received, outline next steps, provide case numbers, and inform callers of potential delays to police response.
An Ottawa councillor is calling on the provincial government to keep an alternative school in the city's West End open. Regina Street Alternative School is located in the Lincoln Heights neighborhood, and because of changes to the Ottawa-Carleton District School Board's elementary programming, no new students will be enrolled moving forward. Councillor Teresa Kavanaugh is calling this a slow-motion closure and says she's concerned about what this means for the future of the school. The Ford government is pledging $8 million to help train more family doctors.
These clinics will train family medicine residents in a team-based model alongside other healthcare professionals, such as nurse practitioners, physician assistants, and registered nurses.
The move is part of the goal to connect some 2 million Ontarians to a family physician by the year 2029. And now the province says the aim is to have 16 teaching clinics ready for 2027-2028 of the school year, with a promise of more to come.
To the latest now from Iran. Global Affairs Canada has confirmed a Canadian has died amid widespread anti-government protests. Canada's Foreign Affairs Minister Anita Anand posting on social media Thursday saying a Canadian citizen has died at the hands of the Iranian authorities. She says officials are in contact with the victim's family in Canada. Protests broke out more than 2 weeks ago and have left more than 2,500 people dead, according to human rights groups.
It's another legal blow to the city of Ottawa in its multi-million-dollar battle with the federal government over payments for buildings. The government gives the city payments in lieu of taxes for federal buildings in the capital. The city was fighting the government over a reduction in the payments during the pandemic. The Federal Court of Appeal has now dismissed the city's appeal and ordered it to pay $10,000 to cover legal costs. The only option the city has left is to take its fight to the Supreme Court.
Ottawa's art scene is getting a big injection of cash.
This money allows us to be sustainable and to just continue bringing arts to Ottawa at an accessible price.
The federal government announcing more than $500,000 in funding for performing arts and festival groups,
including the Ottawa Jazz Festival, Folk Canada, and the Children's Festival. Hear, hear.
Yeah,
More
love it.
money for the arts.
Inject some of that cash in there.
Absolutely.
To make our lives a little bit brighter and better, too, right?
Absolutely.
Love it.
The Children's Festival is such a great one in our city as well.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's nice because when you're at those music festivals, you're dancing, keeping yourself warm, which is something that I think we very much need to do today.
Yeah.
And you just came back from a little trip and you still look a little frozen.
It's so cold outside, and like I didn't put a hat on or my mitts. I just kind of ran out there, and I'm like, oh, that was a big mistake. About 2 minutes outside, I was like, oh my goodness, I should have bundled up a little more. It's chilly. It's definitely chilly out there.
Yeah, Steve's saying, our director, maybe you should do a little dance over there to keep you warm over the weather wall, you know? Stay nice and warm.
Do you see the heels I have on today?
Yeah,
pretty high.
fair comment.
Do you want me to trip?
No. I take it back.
I've been very carefully walking to the weather today because these heels, they mean business today. It's nice and sunny, though, at least outside, so the sunshine is absolutely beautiful, and I definitely will get out today, even though it is really cold, only because it's so nice and sunny, and we haven't seen a lot of sunshine this winter, but it is chilly. We are sitting right now at -21. You factor in the wind chill, it feels closer to -29, -30 this hour, so it's still very bitter cold out there. It will warm up slightly into your afternoon. -22 out in the valley, -21 in Trenton, -18 in Brockville. But as mentioned, so beautiful. It's so nice and sunny out there. So great to see that sun shining today after a very snowy day yesterday where we saw 21 centimeters of snow. We do have more of it on the way for tonight, but not nearly as much, about 2 to 4 centimeters starting around 9-10 o'clock tonight. It will continue to snow lightly into your overnight and still some flurries lingering in through your Saturday, Sunday, but not a lot of accumulation, but definitely some nice fresh powder for the ski hills. -11 is your high for late this afternoon. Same within Cornwall, -9 in Kemptville. Here in Ottawa, we'll feel closer to -14 with that wind chill. -12 will be the high over today in Gatineau. So over the next couple of days, we have milder weekend and then cold into next week. -13 the low for tonight, -1 for tomorrow, -4 on Saturday. So fairly mild, a little bit above seasonal and through the weekend forecast. Chance of those scattered flurries Saturday and through Sunday. As we head into next week, very cold weather on the way. We're going to see a little bit of a cold snap, but this is good news for the Rideau Canal Skateway. It likes a couple of consecutive days of really, really cold temps, and we will see that next week, Monday, right through until Thursday. A bit of a cloudy week next week. We will see some sunshine towards the end of the work week.
Weather brought to you by Yeckendorf Rashid. Experience, knowledge, and a commitment to excellence.
And just a reminder, Booth Street is still closed at Wellington this hour due to a collision. OPS are on site directing traffic, but they are asking drivers to avoid the area if you can. Eastbound on the 417, seeing some buildup still at Terry Fox and through Bronson. Westbound on the Queensway, still seeing congestion between Hunt Club Road and Parkdale. And heading west on the 174, we're seeing delays still 10th line in through the 417. Traffic signals aren't working at Trim and Vallon, so as well as at Carling and Edgeworth. So expect delays in both those areas. And as you can see, still seeing snowed covered roadways on your highways this hour.
Here we are in the Your Morning Ottawa kitchen. Now look at that beautiful spread, gorgeous glassware. Mary Taggart is a local Ottawa author with a lifestyle and decor background. She loves a good mocktail. And since it is dry January, we're halfway through, we're going to talk about making a mocktail with a little bit of, what, cinnamon in there?
Yeah,
Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, Rosie. I'm so excited. Honestly, like, could we have timed this better?
It's perfect.
Because your party is in your home right now, because it's really hard to leave home and go out to the bars and, whatever. So I think this is really fun to celebrate dry January, but like dry however you want to be dry,
I think that's so good.
Yeah, damp. You can be damp.
I like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Okay,
So what do you have?
we have 2 really fun books that have just come out recently, and I'm making a recipe from this one,
This is
Mood
beautiful
Drinks. They're
cover.
beautiful.
Yeah, it's
So the fun thing, this one is all mocktails. This one does something super fun in that it offers variations, so you can
I like
have
that.
the high test right down to the mocktail.
Okay.
But okay, so we're making, so my kids tease me because I love a mocktail, except they're like, Mom, you're basically drinking juice. And I'm going to tell you, children who are adults,
of course,
I'm going to tell you that there's a way to elevate it so you're not really drinking juice.
Okay.
So the one we've got in here that I think we can pull up, but it's marked
Is it
there.
in there?
Sunset
Let me
Haze,
see.
Hazy Sunset.
There it is.
Now, so I don't think I can recreate it.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Isn't that gorgeous?
That looks beautiful.
So basically, this recipe is calling for apricot juice.
Okay.
I don't know what it is, but I couldn't find apricot juice, so I went with peach. Which I think,
right?
exactly. It's the same sort of thing. So we're basically, this has been sitting in ice, so it gets really chilled, and then I'll put that there. And then it's all about what you do with it. So so we've got our basic juice diluted with ice. We add a couple pinches of salt. So you see what we're doing?
Coarse salt, right?
Exactly.
You like that? Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then we're taking our bitters. And I know, like, we've all seen bitters, and bitters can be beautiful bottles, whatever. Yes. So here's the thing about bitters is it's adding the layer to add some depth. So that's when your juice is not...
It's not just juice.
Exactly.
Oh, look at you.
And
One,
you're just
two.
1, 2. That
was perfect.
Right?
Couple
So
of pulses.
there is a little bit of controversy to adding bitters to a mocktail. because there's actually some alcohol content in there. So you do just a touch. So it's fine, but you do need to be mindful of where people are in their sobriety.
True. Okay,
And for
that's
some
true.
people, they will. Okay, now we're adding a
That looks
little
like
bit
so
of
much fun,
lemon juice.
Mary.
You want to squeeze? You want to squeeze it, Rosie? Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Mary.
So yeah,
Yes.
exactly. So the lemon
that was
juice
fun.
is going to counteract that sweetness, take some of that sweetness away.
I see what you're doing.
And then, okay, so this is where the fun begins.
Okay.
I'm just going to top it with this dried orange.
Yeah.
And like, how pretty is that?
This is beautiful. You
do
got
you
the
want to
coloring.
try
I
it?
would like to try
okay,
it.
all right.
Absolutely.
Do you want to take the straw and sip it, or do you
know
want to
what?
sip it out
I can
of the...
try it like that.
Okay,
Yeah, like this.
There you go.
It looks gorgeous. Now,
Yeah.
okay, like you said, that freshly squeezed lemon. You've got the apricot juice, a little bit of bitters
A little bit
and
of
ice.
salt. Yeah, exactly.
And
yeah.
salt.
Okay, so I'm going to quickly do something like, so basically, a lot of people just want that fizz, and I've got your basic.
Really
It's
nice.
delicious, right?
It feels grown up and
Okay.
sophisticated.
So funny you say
I
that,
really
because
like that.
that's what the bitters does.
Yeah.
It adds that layer and elevates it to cocktail
I
status.
like it.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm so glad.
I really do like it. Okay. What
So
else you
while
got?
you were enjoying your mocktail, I poured some just straight up soda water in there.
Okay.
And then I'm going to add this orange flavored bitters. Like, how pretty is that,
That is a
right?
beautiful
Hey, you're
bottle,
buying
too.
these things at your grocery store.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. This is good to know.
Yeah.
And again, what? Just a couple of pulses, because it's very concentrated.
Yeah, so
right?
that
Bitter is
is
very concentrated.
Very
So-
concentrated, very
Okay.
concentrated. And then we can have fun with, so I added like the twist of orange. I've got my tools in here.
You got your little bar right here.
I've got
We're
my
talking
bar set up.
mocktails,
So
which
you
is so
see,
nice.
like I'm
Yeah.
just, I don't even, I don't want to do this on TV. Like, okay,
No,
but
you
look,
did it.
look how easy
did
that
it.
is. Look at me.
You're a pro. You're a pro. And just like a little
you
bit
know
of
what?
orange.
Okay, so
Okay.
one thing we missed in there, where is it?
What you got?
Oh my God, I
So
have
we
the,
got-
So we had almond extract. And almond extract adds that little, it's gonna give you a bit of a cherry flavor. That's what,
What
the,
are you
I
doing
know.
here?
Okay, so you wanna try that one?
I would love to try this one, but it's so simple.
So simple. And it's like, so, we should have put some
Oh.
ice in there, but the smell, right?
That's nice.
Do you see how the cherry comes in? And then we could like add cherries. We've got mint, we've got rosemary, cinnamon sticks, and
Okay,
like
you got
like,
one for us with cinnamon? Yeah,
I
there
do
you
not
go.
have a cocktail.
But we can add that
But
in
like
there.
I would do
Oh,
that, or
man.
so I would go
Yeah.
in here and
Okay.
then.
Mary, we've
so,
got time for like one more. Do you have one more, or you
Ooh,
want to? I think
what do you
we
want
can,
me to do?
We can elevate this one, like you were
So-
talking about adding cinnamon.
So here's
and-
what we can do. Okay, so we're gonna take your club soda.
Okay.
And then we're going to add our peach juice to it.
Okay.
Okay. And then in that one, I would go back again to the almond extract because it goes really nicely with the cinnamon. Okay.
Oh. And again, see, it's not just juice. You're elevating it.
You're elevating
I like
it.
that.
And then,
Oh.
so your classic, this is the bitters everybody knows, the Angostura.
Okay.
And it has notes of cinnamon in it.
Oh.
So that's
There you
where
go.
it's going to go really well.
Oh, there you go. Oh, that's
Look what
gorgeous
it does.
coloring.
Look what it does. Isn't that
Oh,
something?
that's beautiful.
Okay, so I'm going to do that.
I
We're
love
going to
how you
add
stirred it.
ice.
A
Yeah.
little bit of ice.
We're going to add the
I
ice
love
to
that. It's a beautiful looking drink.
it. Okay. Do you want to try that
Yeah,
one?
I'll try it
Okay.
for sure.
Because
Mary.
that has the rosemary in there with the cinnamon as well. And then we do want to
This
have
is a
some.
delight for the nose as well, for the senses. This is
Let's
beautiful.
do a little mention because we are all about local. We
Okay.
love local.
All right.
Split Tree Cocktail Company.
There you go.
Okay, so they're just on Richmond Road, and they've done really well in the cocktail business. And so you can take what's intended
Yeah.
to be a mix for, add some rum or whatever. Just add
There you
a
go.
little bit of your juice.
We're talking mocktails
Yeah.
here. Dry
Yeah.
January. Mary Taggart is showing us all of her different gorgeous recipes coming from Mood Drinks
and Three
Three
Cheers.
Cheers.
Three Cheers. A clever name for this book that 3 ways, cocktails
There you
3
go.
ways.
I
Yeah,
love it
too.
Really, really nice. Elevating the juice. It's not just juice, honey.
It's not just juice anymore,
mocktails.
people.
Thank you so much, Mary.
It's not your grandma's juice anymore.
There you go. If you know of a great chef or restaurant you think we should feature on the show, let us know. Your Morning Ottawa at ctv.ca. Melissa. Oh my God, you're so good.
iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
You can catch your Ottawa Senators take on the Habs tomorrow at the Canadian Tire Centre. Not too late to grab your tickets and cheer on the Sens with the family or with your friends. Maybe even bring your favorite Habs fan if they can handle taking the L. Next on the list today is the Japanese anime festival, G-Anime in Gatineau. Since its creation in 2009, it has been a must-see event every year for fans of Japanese animation, movies, and of geek culture. It's on all weekend, so dress up in your best cosplay and check it out at the PDC. Last up today, the Lansdowne Farmers Market Winter Edition. Join 75 plus local vendors inside the Aberdeen Pavilion on Sunday as you browse fresh seasonal produce, meats and dairy, baked goods, prepared foods, and lots more. Everything is authentic, which means no resellers, and everything is also produced within 100 kilometers of Ottawa. As usual, lots more happening this weekend around the capital. For the full list and all the details, check ctvottawa.ca/weekenders. For the iHeartRadio Weekenders, my name's Tanea Taylor. Have a great one.
iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
Prime Minister Mark Carney, who says he has reached a deal with China to allow tens of thousands of Chinese electric vehicles into the country in exchange for lower canola duties. He calls this a preliminary but landmark deal to remove trade barriers and lower tariffs. Why don't we check in right now with Bill Carroll on the Morning Rush on News Talk 580 CFRA this morning. Bill, what do you have to say about this tentative new deal?
Well, can I tentatively tell you I think it looks pretty good? Because I kind of want to hold my fire until I hear what what canola farmers have to say about it across the country and what the automakers have to say about it. But on the surface, it looks like it's not a bad deal. We're going to allow up to a maximum of 49,000 electric vehicles, Chinese vehicles, to be sold at much lower tariffs in this country. And we'll get to sell our canola oil and seeds and other products at much lower tariffs going into China. So it feels like it's a pretty good compromise. But, you know, the one reaction that matters even more than how farmers and automakers react in Canada is, what does Donald Trump say about all of this? Will he be provoked by this new partnership? Excuse me. Will he be provoked by it, or will it be just a side issue for him that he'll completely ignore and we won't pay any consequences? There won't be any consequences from the U.S. president on it. So that's one of the things we'll have to wait and see. I would also remind all of us that our prime minister can allow the sale of Chinese electric vehicles at a lower tariff. Doesn't mean we as Canadians have to buy them either. We can still make choices that help support our own auto sector. So that's something I think we need to keep in mind. In the end, they can't sell them if we don't buy them.
That is a good point. And Bill, noted here in the information is that the canola taxes will go down to the tariffs will go down to 15% starting in March. That's a pretty significant lowering of those duties.
Well, it is, because we're talking about 75 or 100%, depending on whether it's seeds or oil, or so, you know, from 100% to 15 is a big difference. Same for the electric vehicles coming in, though, that were 100% tariffed and now will be, what is it, 6.1 or something like that. So much lower, but there is a cap there, which I think is important.
Okay. Bill, thank you so much for your time this morning. Have yourself a great show and enjoy your Friday.
I got to go grab a shovel and see if I still own a vehicle.
Go find it. There you go. Take your time, though. Little bits of snow, okay? And take breaks.
You and my mother-in-law worried about my heart attack. I'm not having a heart attack. I'm okay.
Okay, Bill. Happy Friday. Remember, you can listen to The Morning Rush with Bill Carroll on News Talk 580 CFRA weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m. That about wraps up the show for your Friday, January 16th. Melissa, has it warmed up at all?
No, it hasn't.
Since we started.
Minus 21 still this hour. It was actually slightly warmer earlier this morning. Okay. Temperatures usually do drop between like 6 and 8. So it is a little bit cold. Feels like minus 30 outside this morning, but this afternoon, not so bad. Minus 11, feels like minus 14, but the good news is the sun is out.
Not only the sun is out too, but if you were with us a little bit earlier, we had the snow report, and it had the ski hills were doing really well.
Good.
Then after today and tomorrow, they'll just be doing even better. Just bundle up if you hit the hills.
That's right, because we get more snow overnight tonight, another 2 up to 4 centimeters on the way for us. So more fresh powder. And the weekend is looking quite mild, so not too bad temperature-wise. Minus 1 and minus 4 the daytime highs. So
have yourself a wonderful weekend. We'll see you right back here Monday morning, 6 a.m. Take good care.